Yo, 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 what's going on? What's going on? Welcome to another episode of Empire Jeff TV. I am your host, Empire Jeff, coming to you on a Sunday night, man. A pretty shitty Sunday night, pretty shitty Sunday sports-wise. Everything else is great. My life is great, family great, blessed. But a shitty ass sports Sunday, man. For your boy. I'm struggling over here, man. So, man, pretty sure I know what we all gonna be on tonight. What we're all going to be talking about tonight. Um, there's a guy we're going to be talking about tonight. Pretty sure we're all on the same page about who that guy is tonight. And I'm probably going to drop the link tonight, just to let people kind of get off on that same guy that I'm talking about tonight. Is that enough tonight? Tonight? Nah. So, real quick, let me just go into my little opening little mini rant here, and I'm mostly a positive guy. I don't typically do stuff like this, and I'm really not going to do too much. It's third game of the season. I'm not going to overreact, but this was a winnable game. This was a tough L, an avoidable L, one that we did not have to settle for. There's a lot of things that contributed to this L tonight, and it's not just on that one man I'm talking about, but he did contribute to it heavily. But the Lakers got to figure out how to start games. The Lakers got to figure out how to not just get run out the gym in the first quarter of every game. The Lakers have to figure out how to not be down by double digits in the first quarter of every game. The Lakers have to figure out that when you go in to Sacramento against a team who shoots 45 3-pointers a game, that you don't have to shoot 45 3-pointers in a game. You don't have to shoot that. You don't have to do that. You don't have to play their game. You have Anthony Davis. You have Christian Wood. You have Rui Hachimura. You have LeBron James. You have dudes that can get down there and do that work in that purple paint that they got up there in Sacramento. We got dudes who can do that. You don't need guys out there shooting threes to the likes of De'Aaron Fox, Malik Monk, Herter. You don't got to shoot with these dudes. You don't got to try to shoot with these dudes. 45 3-pointers a game is what the Sacramento Kings make. That's number one in the league. They're 18th at percentage in the league. So even if they catch on fire, it's going to fall. They were shooting above 50% in the first half. It fell. The Lakers got back in the game, but because the Lakers decided they were going to try to be the Sacramento Kings and they were going to try to light that beam, they wanted to get a three-point shooting contest out there. And anytime the Lakers start doing that, it's going to be a long night. Because although the Lakers on paper are a better shooting team than last year, on the paper that really matters, the stat sheet, they're still ass from shooting three right now. So LeBron James, stop shooting threes. Anthony Davis, stop shooting threes. Austin Reeves, you need to go watch Back to the Future, get yourself a DeLorean with that money you just got, go to 88 miles per hour, go back in time, and remember how you played last year. You need to do that like now. Because outside of that, some changes have to be made from a starting lineup perspective and a rotational perspective. Third game of the year, I think the Lakers will figure it out. I think Austin Reeves will figure it out. I think LeBron is trying to see what he has in these teammates. Anthony Davis has back-to-back 30-point games. He had a 17-point first half against Denver and then kind of got worn out guarding Joker there. I'm not too mad at Anthony Davis other than he needs to shout out my man, Young Africa. He's probably in here. I haven't gone through the chat yet. He did mention I said AD had 30 Eagles. He could have had 40 tonight. He's right. So I'm not going to let AD completely off the hook, even though he's got back-to-back 30-point games. But I feel like even when AD has 30, they don't seem dominant. They don't seem loud. Dudes like Malik Monk had a loud 22. He was quiet, but in overtime when De'Aaron Fox couldn't go no more, those points were loud. You know what I mean? Anyways, that's about probably as worked up as you guys will ever see me get. But let's tap in and see who's here up here. Let's see. Then we'll drop the link and get some people up in here. Hey, Festo, thank you for pulling up. Appreciate you. Thank you for the support. Hey, Angie, hello to you. Empire Jeff TV's own Miss Angie B. Thank you for pulling up. Appreciate you. Chris, my brother, the graphic god. Thank you for pulling up, brother. Hope you're doing well. Blessings to you and your family, brother. Call me if you need me. You know what it is. One phone call away. Search and Destroy, the best, the moderator of all moderators, holding it down on the PSF app with me and DTLF, as well as here on YouTube, moderator of moderators. Shout out to my brother there, Search and Destroy. Appreciate you heavily. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. No ledge. Knowledge born. What's up with you, my guy? Thank you for pulling up. Backpack of beats all day. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. More coming. Promise. I got my gangster hoodie on right now. I do too. It's purple and gold though. I do too. Graphic God. Yes, sir. The graphic God. What up, Mr. Eric Kwan? Thank you for pulling up. Appreciate you. A lot of things could have been avoided. Absolutely. Tons of things could have been avoided tonight. That's an absolute fact. James Caldwell, what's good with you? Thank you for pulling up. Appreciate the support here on a Sunday night. We're going to get into all this. Goat James, what's up with you, Chris? Thank you for pulling up, brother. Appreciate you very much. Let's see here. Fire Ham. I'm starting early, bro. People started it like in preseason last year. People been on that shit crazy, man. They've been on it tight. Yo, what's up, Africa? Thank you for pulling up, bro. I got you soon. Sit tight real quick. I'm gonna drop you the link. I'm gonna pull up here real quick. Man, this is Kings second champ points killed us tonight. They lost a boner, but we'll still get grabbed on the freaking rebound. Yeah, man. Lakers are just not doing their job when it comes to those boards. What up, Maine? What up, Ontario? Thank you for pulling up, brother. Appreciate you, man. Man, I'm sure you're feeling some type of way about tonight. I typically don't get worked up. I really don't. But there were just some just mishaps and just some negligence and some malpractice going on today in this game today. And it was just really frustrating, man. Yeah, struggling sports Sunday. Yo, my New York football Giants grabbed a pen and grabbed some paper and they wrote down the directions exactly how to lose a winnable football game on Sunday. My Giants should be on a 3-game losing streak, or a 3-game winning streak right now. But they're not. They're now 2-6. Just horrible. That game was so trash and crazy. Oh, my God. Oh, that kicked off what was going to be a terrible Sunday for me as a sports fan, man. What up, Brother Darvin? Yeah, Brother Darvin got to explain himself, man. Brother Darvin got to explain himself tonight. Absolutely. Man, oh, my God, man. Oh, my God. Yes, sir. Pull up to shopcourtkings.com. Get your holiday gifts early. Lace your peoples up with some fire. Lo, what's going on, my brother? What's going on? Y'all got to see a little different side of Jeff today, man. You're going to see a little different side. You know, I'm a patient man. I'm still a patient man. But at the end of the day, man, damn it, I spent a lot of time supporting these Los Angeles Lakers, man. I am Lakered out right now. I got all kinds of Laker gear on, man. I be paying to go to games. I be paying for merch. I be paying for subscriptions. I be going to all this stuff, man, to sit there and watch some lunacy that happened tonight. Lunacy. And I ain't gonna force no changes. I ain't gonna throw no tirades. Ain't nothing about that. I'm just saying, like, some people got to wake all the way what they call the fuck up, like ASAP. Fire him. No, I'm not there yet. Jeff needs Geno's and Pats for forget this loss. Oh my God, man. Yeah, some pizza, man. Chris with the quick story. Quick story. Oh my God, man. Purple and Gold, thank you for pulling up. Appreciate you. Hey, what's up, Jeff? I'm so disappointed with our rotation. I like what I said. We need an offensive player, a la John Paxson or Steve Kerr, that can knock down open looks. That's what we're missing. To be honest, man, even if we had them, they probably couldn't shoot as soon as they got here. That's how it is in LA. Yeah, play inside. Yeah, they got to play inside, man. So crazy, man. Man, yeah, that's what I'm trying to tell you, man. It's crazy. Yo, Africa, if you still in here, let me okay, I see. Okay, cool. Because I know I hollered you on the other channels. Like, I'm gonna tell you to pull up. Let me go ahead and drop this. Let me drop this link real quick for Africa. Man, just do me a favor. Just let Africa tap this link real quick before anyone does. Let us rock for a minute. I'm going to throw it in there real quick so he can pull up. Oh my man, I'm bro. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's why I threw up the bat signal tonight. Me and Dan was ranting on the live stream. You know, Dan did an excellent job on his post-game show doing, speak of the GOAT. Hold up right quick. Hold up, wait a minute. Let's get a GOAT in it. There you go, my guy. Man, we better step up tomorrow. I swear, bro. Yeah, who you telling, bro? You already know. I already saw it, man. Like we were both different shades of like red in there. I'm a little bit more pinker than, you know what I'm saying? My pigment, my complexion get a little lighter. So I was out there looking like little heated pink there, man. I was pissed, bro. Like, man. Salute. You make sure to pull up, Africa. Pull up here. Please like, subscribe, share, hit that notification button. Yes, sir. Please help support the channel. Hit that like, hit that sub. If you're new, sub up. We are still yet to see the preseason for Medilo. I wish I know what's happening to him and AR. Yeah, there's some issues here. There are some issues. Like and sub, my bro Jeff. Yes, sir. Thank you, Go. Appreciate you. Lakers all day dope. Yo, what's good? Oh God, here come the Kyrie wishes. What's up, my brother? Oh man, I know what you meant. I definitely know what you meant there, man. Yo. Just wanted to show love. Appreciate you, man. I know you pissed at this loss too, man. That shit was trash. Rui having great start of the fourth, and then Ham decides to banish him back to the bench, never to return. Yo. Rui came out and said, hello, 2023, 2024. I'm here, bitches. And Darvin Ham was like, no, you're not. We're sending you back to Japan because that's how far away you are from the floor tonight. Rui, Man. We need Buddy Hield to James Harden. Oh, God. I was on AR-15 missing in action. I'm still not with the Harden stuff. I don't want the Harden stuff. Do not want it. Yeah, for those who didn't watch, want to watch in the future, make sure to check out me and Dan on the PSF app, Pro Sport Fans app. Make sure to download the app and watch us. We're doing 7 games a month, typically every other game we're doing. So make sure to pull up, support us, and tonight, man. Even in a trash loss, it's still entertaining. Pull up and check us out. Yeah, thank you, man. Hit that like button. T Sweezy, what's going on, my guy? What's going on? I heard you on locker room wilding over there, man. You wilding, T. I'm not gonna lie, you did get Reggie's voice down. You did the little condescending little voice there. You did get that to rock there. You definitely did that there. Yo, Young Africa, what's going on, my guy?
What's up?
I had a feeling, man. You know, I stepped out into these YouTube streets, man. I poked my head out, and I just kept looking for this logo that's right here to the right of mine. I'm like, where's Africa tonight? I know he's gonna be out and about tonight.
Damn.
Well, I've been talking for about 10 minutes now, and people are probably getting tired of me. So I think it's time you maybe slide in and give your thoughts on tonight's loss. And from your perspective, from your angle, for Young Africa's binoculars here. Tell me how you saw it.
Hey, man, look, man, from across the pond, as they say, I don't know, man. I might not have the perfect vision, but I've been trying to keep it cool about Darvin Ham. See, you remember me and you were sitting here, Jeff, and we were talking in the preseason about how all this talent, all these great moves made by Rob Pelinka could only truly matter if Darvin Ham can manage the squad properly and make the right moves, make the right lineups work, and actually call the right plays at the right time. And what we saw today was another example of what we saw all season last season. Rookie coach, all that. Hey, man, this man was on the championship Milwaukee Bucks. He was in the NBA for 20 years, bro. This man has experience in the game. Now, calling the shots, all that, him being honest at the end of the day, I ain't got time for that. At the end of the day, bro, when you see, this is what I don't like, right? When a coach sees a player show the very things that he's been asked to do the game before, like a Christian Wood, who was getting contested rebounds, was playing solid defense, the very thing people question him on against Kevin Durant, right? Allowing Anthony Davis to roam, and he does that, is efficient with his shots, comes into this game and hits nothing but net on every shot that he had up to the point in which he got pulled. And he has shown chemistry with Anthony Davis, and he don't see no minutes in the fourth quarter. We don't see Rui Hachimura back after he goes bang, 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 and you call Austin Reeves' number again after he been showing you nothing at all. And we out here getting out rebounded by the Sacramento Kings. Darvin Ham. Hey, man, Jeff, I don't really need to claim that I know the game more than Darvin Ham. I don't know the game more than all the coaches on the bench. I find it hard to believe, Jeff, that you got so much NBA knowledge sitting on that bench. You got LeBron James over there. You got championship level players, and you still can't see the evident and obvious, man. Now, if your players ain't showing you the very things that you need to win the game, I thought it was evident that to have depth, that's the whole reason why you have depth, is to use depth at the right time. That's the whole reason if Rui Hachimura is cooking in the fourth quarter, you leave him in, Darvin Ham. I thought that you got Christian Wood for the very reason that if we get an out rebound, it's all on AD, and we out getting out rebounded by Sabonis and Harrison Barnes. I thought that that's the reason why you put in and why you got a Christian Wood. I thought that just like he showed you against Phoenix, but nevertheless, we see Darvin Ham do what he been doing what he does, and then we got an offense in the fourth quarter, like I've been trying to say, man, so many issues, all down to the one core piece. The very common trait of all of these problems is the coaching. And can we have a functional offense in the fourth quarter? It's interesting, man, because we got two defensive liabilities as our starting guards, right? Austin Reeves and D'Lo.
Yep.
We cannot stop no dribble penetration at all. De'Aaron Fox cooking all night long, right? Yep. We got Max Christie sitting there on the bench doing nothing. It's amazing. We got Taurean Prince out here, and he ain't checking these perimeter players as well, right? Yeah, we're gonna put Taurean Prince onto Harrison Barnes. Yeah, I don't know, man. But when we have all of these issues, and then our fourth quarter offense allows D'Lo to take bad shots, allows D'Lo to look off like Dan, the Lakers fan, was saying on his stream, straight up looking away from Anthony Davis when he got Harrison Barnes on him. Yo, man, what we doing, Jeff? Yo, what we doing, man? What's up, man?
Man, I don't know, but I gotta tell you, it's Sunday and you took motherfuckers to church today, young man. Man, you know it is,
Yo.
but yeah, but I'm right there with you, man. You preaching to the choir. So the choir, it's choir time. We know how we do, right? So typically you and I agree on a lot of things, and we are absolutely in agreement tonight. You know what I mean? We are absolutely in agreement tonight. I don't understand, and you said it, a guy who does exactly what you asked the man to do, and then you pull him out. We've been waiting for 2.5 games for Rui to break out, and that dude broke out like a teenager with pimples all over his face. He broke out tonight, and he got sent to the bench for doing so. You have Christian Wood out there sacrificing money, coming in at the minimum, sacrificing his offensive game, giving you all that inspiration on defense and all that effort on defense on a future first ballot slam dunk Hall of Famer like Kevin Durant, out there having AD's back, having LeBron's back, having the Lakers back, having the cities of Los Angeles is back playing defense in that Phoenix Sun game. And what do when he comes in and gets you 11 points and plays great in the first half? You basically, okay, that's it. You're done. Your service is no longer required. You can catch the first bus out of the arena tonight because you're done for the night. Go grab the shower. You, Rui, go grab the shower over there. Oh, Max Christie, since you ain't never getting in the game until 2024, go grab yourself a shower too, even though you don't even need one. Go grab a shower. Get on the first bus out of here. Catch you guys at the hotel. Matter of fact, head back to LA. We'll see you against Orlando tomorrow, right? Because that's the only thing I can think of is the Lakers just can't fit everyone on their plane, so they're just sending people out of there early, right? Because nothing else makes any damn sense. I'm trying to think about it, Africa. I was watching the game. I was talking to Dan. Shout out to my brother, man. We're sitting there like, I can't come up with a single reason why Christian Wood and we are not in this game. I've been a defender of Austin Reeves. I've been a defender of Darvin Ham. I've been a defender of D'Lo. I've often defended all these guys, right? But like I said, you could have two dudes with no hands dribbling with their elbows, and they're still getting by these dudes. You get what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Defense is a passion. It is an effort. And I understand you can get cooked. I'm cool with dudes getting cooked if you're trying to fight back. Fight. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Don't just be flailing your arms around half-ass, so all a guy got to do, you know it, man. Just pull a guy out there that's putting his arms up to show that he's attempting to play defense. What do? You put the ball in both of your hands, you pull it upward, you're getting to the free throw line when dudes are flailing, right?
Exactly.
So that's exactly D'Lo looking at the like what just happened. Now, D'Lo, he has been better this year than he was last year defensively. He's getting in lanes, he's deflecting, he's doing all that. But he's trying to figure out how to play on ball with Bron being off ball. In the beginning of the game, it looks like they tried to give LeBron point guard for like 3 minutes and then went away from it. They don't have a strategy. I don't know what they're doing. Mm-hmm. They cannot escape a first quarter without being down 12. It's like a magic number. It's like, we hit that dozen. We hit that dozen, baby. Now let's start this game.
Let me say this, Jeff, because you cook it. Look, what do you need? You know what it looks like to me, man? If it ain't LeBron or AD, it's always tough. It's always tough for the Lakers. It ain't no easy looks. It ain't no orchestrated offense that just looks smooth. Look, you know what you need to generate high quality looks to me in the modern NBA, right? And this is amazing that I'm saying this, bro, because I was cooking this man called Dennis Schroeder all that season, right? Yeah. I've been cooking him. But one thing he did do is beat his defender one-on-one. He could do that, right? He blazed his defender one-on-one, breaks down the defense. Now you get into the paint, and now you can break down the defense to the point where you can get easy looks. Now you got to make the defense compromise to a certain level. But when you have a D'Lo and you have Austin Reeves that off the dribble ain't a threat, and you're gonna and ain't gonna blow by their defenders, they can't break the defense down. They can't actually generate good looks outside of their scoring threat, and so their scoring ability is going to create offensive looks for other guys, but you can't base an offense around the offensive threat. You know what an offense around the offensive threat of a D'Lo looks like? An inefficient offense, Jeff. That's what it looked like. Because he gonna take bad shots, he gonna try and look for that bucket and take the ridiculous shots that he do take at sometimes, and that's gonna take away the flow of the offense, man. So I don't understand why we have two guys at this point in time. I don't understand why we're running the offense through D'Lo. First of all, he should not be the primary ball handler. I've been trying to say that it should be Austin Reeves, right? Because he at least makes better decisions. But at the end of the day, what's Austin Reeves going to do? Bring the ball up, initiate the offense, dribble, handoff, this and that. It's end up going to be in the hands of LeBron or AD to make something happen. And that's not how an offense should be ran in 2023 with LeBron in year 21, man. This is amazing, bro. And so I don't know what your answer would be to the lack of athleticism from our league guards to be able to break down defenses, and if there is a solution outside of just throw the ball to AD, this and that. We had a couple off the ball screens from Taurean Prince that I saw in the preseason. We ain't really gone to that. It's amazing how you can do certain things in the preseason and not really return to that or have that featured in your offense heavily. Dribble handoffs, things like that. Teams catch on quick and actually understand that he ain't a threat in this situation, whatever. We ain't going to really react to that. So what is the solution to you without the athleticism of our league guards, man, to create good looks in our offense, man? It's all looking nasty right now.
Yeah, I don't see any other solution than putting Braun back at point guard. I
Yo,
don't at this point. I don't. And as far as I'm concerned, if this team is together for 6 more years, then Braun's gonna be playing point guard at 45 years old. You know what I mean? Like
that's crazy.
because the thing is I don't know if they're intimidated from the fact that like Braun usually has the ball in his hands and he's kind of on power saving mode, trying to save some energy for the end of the game, and they're just like unsure themselves. I don't know what's going on. Like it just doesn't make any sense. Like how they just don't even look for their own shot. And when they do put it up, it doesn't look there's any confidence there. Like you can't Torian Prince cannot be the most confident guy on our
Mm.
team. Like, like if Torian Prince, I said it. Like if Austin Reeves was a top 3 player on an Olympic team or FIBA team, that team is not very good. If Torian Prince is the most confident player on your team right now, that team is not very good. You get what I'm saying? Currently,
Mhm.
as currently constructed mentally, and I think what it is, and I think these guys look over there, and to be honest, I think these guys don't know what it is. So it's like you got a guy like Christian Wood who played an entire fourth quarter, and you had the same lineup pretty much from the 6 minute mark of the fourth quarter all the way through overtime, right? And like I said, Wood, Rui were slaying. Gabe Vincent, that foul that he got on De'Aaron Fox,
Mm.
trying to body up on him. If you paid attention to opening night, he did that stupid shit with Murray too, where he bodied him up on like 3 inbound passes and kept
Mm.
getting fouled because his pride was getting involved. He got a little bit that little man syndrome in him, and he gets a little takes it personal, and then it just starts to bump dudes too much. That was a like you can't have a foul like that at that point in the game. Now, granted, it still ended up going to overtime, but there was just so many things like they did it. How are they getting just murdered on second chance points and offensive rebounds
Mm.
by Sacramento, even when Sabonis fouled out? And I'm sitting there, look, you got
Crazy.
now, granted, we have D'Lo and we have Reeves, who essentially are cones out there right now. But so are De'Aaron Fox and Monk. They don't guard nobody
Mhm.
either. Well, I kept saying, why don't you, yo, De'Aaron Fox had 5 fouls with like 9 minutes left in the fourth quarter, and he sprained his ankle. Why are you not going at him every single time? He wasn't even
Mhm.
trying to go to the basket. And I don't even think he played a minute in overtime. His ankle probably gave out on him. He probably couldn't do it no more. So
Mhm.
it just and then so out there, it's green light Monk time, and he outshined our stars. Our stars cannot be outshined by Malik Monk in an overtime. They just
Mm.
can't. You can't have Anthony Davis trying to breakdance on the floor and just willingly fall down every time he gets bumped. You can't have Anthony Davis trying to lean left and kiss something off the gas with some off the glass with some English instead of trying to put his armpit in the fucking rim. Like,
Mhm.
what is going on here? Like
Mm.
they and you could see when they decided to actually do it. When you had Braun cutting back door, they ran some action. Like they clearly can run these things. They just choose not to. I don't understand how it wasn't a heavy dosage and a heavy diet of LeBron and AD pick and roll to close out that game, Africa.
Mm. Great point. We've been saying this, I think, since last season, man. Like, we don't see a lot of high pick and roll with LeBron and AD. Their two-man game is essentially non-existent to a large part. LeBron be getting his buckets off his own back and off his own shot creation to a large extent, man. And if the defense loads up on him, then he has the IQ to hit AD. If he's in that dunker spot, but they
Yeah,
don't really play the two-man game. In that overtime, you got LeBron hitting tough shots over Harrison Barnes, straight up perimeter shots, bro. Like tough shots, like shots that you can't consistently rely LeBron to make for us to be a great team. And so that's tough, man. And we took too many threes, and that's amazing. Like that's the big thing I said about this season was that I wanted to see some organization on offense. I wanted to see our offense have that movement that we had in the preseason. I saw AD sitting like pin down screens on the baseline for Torian Prince coming off screens, for Austin Reeves coming off screens. I haven't seen that a lot in the first couple games of the season, and so um, not a lot of organized offense, not a lot of multiple threat positions for AD. It's just the plain cookie cutter stuff where AD gets the ball and he got to make
yeah,
something happen, or he's in a roll situation and what D'Lo throws a lob every now and then. Like, come on, man, we need a bit more creativity. I want to see honestly like AD in more face-up situations. There was one play right where, like you said, the backdoor cut. AD came off the screen, he had the ball, and he hit LeBron for the backdoor cut, and he had the dunk. Right, like just a little more of that. Now, AD might not be the greatest playmaker at the post or at the high post. He might not have the best playmaking skills or has shown that in his career. But the regular season, I thought, Jeff, was to show the reps and to increase the level of your playmaking and of these skill sets that's going to make you a more versatile and better team in the long run. Now, if we out here sweating for wins and trying to grind it out on the back of just our best players, that ain't a good look for the longevity of this team, bro, and for the whole season outlook. If we're just trying to grind out LeBron 12-minute fourth quarters, trying to grind out dubs, man. Well, come on, man.
Yeah, we're out here looking like the 2-10 Lakers of last season. We're out here
Yeah,
looking
man.
like that forever 13th
Grinding.
seed of last year's Lakers. We're out here looking like the pre-trade deadline last year's Lakers. Like we're supposed to be better. We have the pieces. At some point, what is it? Like you said, common denominator. When we had Russ, when we had Pat Bev, when we had this team that didn't work, when we had Pat Bev guarding wings, when we had starting Russ, moving Russ to the bench, everything. There's only one thing that's still constant with this right now. And to be honest, bro, to be honest with you, when he's sitting there with his hands in his pockets, everybody just look at his ears because I swear that boy's like messing with his phone in his pocket. He's probably got Audible playing in his ears because he's not coaching. He's not watching the game. He's not reacting to the game. He doesn't know how to read. He doesn't have a feel for the game. He doesn't call any timeouts. When he does do a challenge, it's usually because 4 people have screamed at him to do so. When he does put LeBron at point guard, it's because when Braun is mic'd up, he gets caught saying, hey, you know I can play point guard, right? You got me floating around out here looking dumb. Like, I don't know if there's any confidence in anything that he can do. I understand it's game 3 of year 2. I understand this is his second year, and they're not firing Darvin, and they're not going to fire him. That's not going to happen. I'm not even pushing for that. They're not going to fire him. But I don't know what they're doing to increase or to speed up his development as an NBA head coach. I would have really loved, and I've said this numerous times, the Lakers needed to put a certified assistant coach on that bench to apply pressure. They needed to have someone there that knows what they're doing, that the locker room can respect, and an X's and O's level, not just a leader of men and a mouthpiece. You know, we don't need that. You know what I mean? We don't need him to get his Mark Jackson on. We don't need him to get out there and just preach, and then not know how to use a clipboard. We don't need that. We have that. We need someone on the bench who knows this league and knows how to coach in this league and isn't a head coach because of his great player development, attributes. We need a basketball mind, someone who can manage a game, someone who can manage rotations, someone who can adjust on the fly, someone who can see another team go out there out of a timeout and damn near know what's coming. That's what we need. We don't have that. We've got a disadvantage out there when our 39-year-old, 38, soon to be 39-year-old Hall of Famer is out there calling out plays, telling everyone as they leave the huddle what's coming, and the guy just standing there with his hands in his pockets, like just walking up and down the sidelines. And it's just and like you said, AD. And you mentioned it too. What is the quote you said earlier? Like, do they trust, or do we trust AD? Does he have the offensive ability to carry them at the end of the game? I don't remember exactly how you worded it, but it was along the lines of that, right?
Yep.
And AD did that in New Orleans. He did it. You know what I mean? Now they didn't have the greatest of records. They weren't, but what I'm saying is he was the go-to guy at the end of games. And there were times where he was just killing people, and then his team just, he just didn't have the help. But I've seen Anthony Davis in those situations, but it's almost like, I'm telling you, man, like, I've said this numerous times too. You got 2 parents. They're in the delivery room. They have a baby. The father takes the baby. They go to hand the baby to the mother. AD's the mother in this case. Take the baby, AD. He doesn't want to take the baby. LeBron is trying to hand it to him. He's trying to hand it to him. Like, look, I'm trying to pass you this torch. I just want to play. I want to get out here and turn it up when I need to. This is your team. Take it. LeBron has basically been saying that since 2020. But AD don't want the baby, Africa. He don't want the baby.
Oh, that's a fact. And it shows in the game. Like, this is the interesting part, right? Is that he makes a floater to start off overtime, right? He makes the first bucket for the Lakers. He makes a floater, right? And it's not that he doesn't score after that. He doesn't even take another shot, Jeff.
Yes, he disappears.
Bro, he doesn't even take a shot, bro. I don't mind. You go 0 for 5 and we lose. That's cool, bro. We lost on the back of our best player emptying the clip. I'm easy and cool with that, Jeff. But this man ain't even on site. He can't even be seen, man. It's amazing. We got LeBron James out here, someone scoring on boxing ones and shit. Like, he's still scoring on loaded up defenses, ISO situations, no shot creation, no offense around LeBron James, just him. That's crazy that we're in our 3rd game relying on that type of shit to win game. That's not going to win game. Now, if that's the playoffs and you got to get it out the mud and they know your schemes and you emptied your clip and now it's just best player versus best player, get it out the mud and do what you do and see who's better, that's fine. But we in the 3rd game of the season. Anthony Davis doesn't even look away. And that's what I mentioned on Dan the Laker fan stream. He was cooking tonight, man. No doubt. He was crying because he would say, and I had the question of, is Anthony Davis's offense good enough to carry a team down the stretch of a game individually? Is it good enough for you to just say, like you do for Nikola Jokic, like you can do for Joel Embiid, right? Like you can do for these great elite bigs in the NBA. Can you throw the ball to AD and say, take us home, AD, no matter what the situation is? Can we rely on you consistently enough for you to do that? And what he's shown is no. Like you said, in New Orleans, it was a yes. And now, for whatever reason, it's a no. And somehow he has a better team, better talent around him. He has the legendary high IQ LeBron James next to him, and we still can't figure out fourth quarter offense. You realize, Jeff, right? That teams suddenly change their offenses in the fourth quarter. You change it up. If you saw Sacramento tonight, what did they do in the fourth quarter, Jeff, that was a little different than the first three quarters?
As far as what it did in the fourth quarter?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, they shot threes all game. I mean, they pretty much shot threes all game. Sabonis fouled out. They started going to the basket more. They were definitely doing. They started doing that. But when
Go ahead. Go ahead.
No, they started going to the basket more. They started they stopped playing one-on-one as much and started just stop jacking threes left and right. And they started using their teammates a little bit more. But outside of that, I mean, they shot 48 threes, so they pretty much shot threes all game. But as far as what they did differently in the fourth quarter, they started sharing the ball a little bit more because their shots weren't falling as much. And they were kind of running off. They were using screens more, which they weren't doing early in the game. It was mostly like hero ball one-on-one for most of it. But De'Aaron Fox, for the most part of that game, what do you have, like 30, 38, 36?
Yeah.
So you were just coming up and firing. But, I mean, did you notice something different in the fourth? I mean, they just stopped shooting as many threes in the fourth. In overtime, they started putting them up more.
To be honest, I wasn't even going heavily into the X's and O's.
Oh, okay.
But you was right about how they actually were moving the ball and actually rely more on team play. But really, what I see and what I think a lot of great teams do if they have great players is you rely on your stars to carry you in the fourth quarter, bro. You put the ball in the hands of your best player, and he makes the decisions, right?
Yeah,
you don't really create the equal offense that you have in the first three quarters where you're moving the ball. You have your sets. You're trying to get Keegan Murray some touches, Harrison Barnes some touches, Sabonis, right? That's the point of the offense, right? Is to get everybody in flow of the game in the first three quarters. That's what I assume when I watch the game and see how they do it. But in the fourth quarter, your best player steps up. You put the ball in his hands, and everybody else should be in flow by that point in time. Everybody else should be in the flow of the game, should know where their spots are at. And now it's just about executing with your best player. And what they did is put the ball in De'Aaron Fox's hands, and De'Aaron Fox was cooking in that fourth quarter.
Yeah.
And so essentially I'm saying we don't do that. We got Anthony Davis, potentially a top 5 player in the game, right? We don't put the ball in his hands. We don't run the 2-man game with him and LeBron James and change it up and say, hey, man, you two figure it out. Either you're going to roll hard, you can pick and pop. If you go roll hard, if they're going to load up on you, LeBron James, you pass it out to AD. He can either hit the midi or he can make his own move and do something out of the mid-range. There's a lot of things they could do. They could invert the pick and roll. Why don't we have AD as a ball handler? See what that looked like. And LeBron set a screen and do something out here, man. Why can't we do something that all these other teams in the NBA do? Our offense is so uncreative, so predictable to a certain level. Our three shooting also makes us more predictable than not because now we just spot up shooters on the perimeter. There's not a lot of off-ball movement, and so not to overreact, but it's just a little sad, Jeff, to see the same issues we had last season with the whole new unit, and to have the same issues is kind of crazy, Jeff. It's kind of
I agree with that. I'm not overreacting, and typically people don't see this side of me, but this was frustrating. You know what I mean? This was. I'm definitely not overreacting. But my thing is we should have won this game. We should be 2-1. We should have had a better effort in Denver. We should have that game versus the Suns should not have been that close. There are so many. We don't need a great coach. We just need an adequate coach. You know what I mean? We don't need a first ballot Hall of Fame head coach out here. We don't need it. We need someone who can manage timeouts, who can manage rotations, and can read the game. Is pretty much what we need. But as far as for the Anthony Davis part, so why can't Anthony Davis be more like Giannis and be able to handle the ball at the top, get where he wants to go? He's more skilled than Giannis. At doing that. He is more, and it's not, he's more KD skill as far as being able to move around the perimeter, being able to get to his spot, do all these things. Giannis is just strong and can bully people. But as far as being able to get where he wants to get to with the basketball from up top, he can do that. And it's and I've said it often, you can do a 2-man pick and roll with Bron and AD and Bron. It doesn't have to be just always AD setting the screen. It could be Braun doing it. And AD can put the ball on the floor and create from that side. But it's like everything he does, and he goes and it's either falling back or falling to the side or falling to the floor and floating it. There was a
Exactly.
play where he went up with his left hand where you had the man beat, and he could have yammed that ball. And there would have been nothing anyone on Sacramento could have done about it. But he floated it and he missed it, and they got the ball back. But it was just like, come on, man. There were so many of those plays, so many of those ones where LeBron gets a rebound, tries to throw it out ahead for the home run play. So many of those intercepted. Austin Reeves did that multiple times too. And it's just when you got Austin Reeves giving you nothing, you've got D'Lo like every, maybe a shot a quarter he's giving you, if that. That's why it's so frustrating when you're sitting back and you're looking at guys like Rui and Christian Wood who had it going. And I really believe that if they played, we win this game. If it would have just been Braun, Taurean Prince, LeBron James, Rui, or Christian Wood and AD, I believe we would have won that game. But he refused to go to it. And like I said, we've been waiting for Rui to break out. We've been waiting for it. We got it. And then you sit him down. Like I don't understand any of this. Like that's the problem. In game 1 in Denver, I don't think he played Christian Wood until the second quarter. Like I said, there are these things he just doesn't read the game. You have no Sabonis, you have no De'Aaron Fox in overtime, and you lose that game. You have LeBron James and Anthony Davis on the floor. Africa, they can get you, me, and some random dude from Home Depot. If those two were playing together, Sacramento's not beating them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man, it's amazing. And the amazing move is like he saw Austin Reeves didn't have it, right? And so instead of going big, we're getting out rebounded by Keegan Murray and Harrison Barnes, bro. It's just amazing. But instead of going big and going with Christian Wood, who gave you 11 points, is plus 12 in 13 minutes, 3 of 3 from the field, 2 of 2 from 3, 3 of 3 from the free throw line, right? 5 rebounds in 13 minutes, 11 points, right? Giving you even 1 assist with that. And he's doing all that, right? And he's showing you that he can get contested rebounds and not just put it on AD and LeBron to get 15, 16 rebounds, right? It's not just on them, so we can go super size and super big, right? Instead of that, he calls up Gabe Vincent. Like, and this is the same Gabe Vincent that gave you nothing but fouls. The biggest stat in his box score was the 4 fouls. That's the most he gave you, right? He played 31 minutes and only took 3 shots, was ineffective. And this is amazing thing. I don't know if you remember the play, right? But when the Lakers were it was a tight game. It was a tight game, right? What was the score? It was like 2 point. We were down 2 points, right? 30 seconds. It's when Malik Monk, right at the top of the key. And this, bro, we had Malik Monk, bro. Let's not even go there. We had Malik Monk, man. He cooking right now. Let's not even do that. But so Malik Monk at the top of the key, right? De'Aaron Fox off ball at this point in time. Not on the court even, right? Not on the court.
Yeah.
Gabe Vincent, for whatever reason, decides to help at the top of the key. D'Lo's actually, at the very least, staying in front of his man, right? At the very least. Mm-hmm. And he helps off of Kevin Huerter splash 3. That's game, Jeff.
The one on the left, yeah, left wing, yep.
Off Kevin Huerter. That's the man you decide to help him.
Yeah, you have help. Typically, Monk is going to shoot if he's open, but he's not going to just drill it in your eyeball. You know what I mean? He's going to try to take it to the basket.
And D'Lo's on his shoulder at that point, so like you don't really need to even help. You got AD who's guarding like I think JaVale McGee was on the court at that time, so like you got help, man. You decide to help off Kevin Huerter, and that's game. And like these are the low IQ plays, man. And so and then we ended off with the inbound exactly just to symbolize where we at. The LeBron with D'Lo miscommunication on the inbound down 5. Doesn't that just symbolize where we at as a squad, Jeff? To you right there.
Yeah, it does. It absolutely does. And Africa, I can't for the life of me understand how this team just immediately gets down double digits. Immediately. And that right there, you got to change the starting lineup. This is the 3rd game in a row, including a team that didn't have Bradley Beal or Devin Booker. You still got down 12 in the first quarter. That's unacceptable for 3 games in a row. I understand 2 of the 3 have been on the road. I understand that. But there's no reason for you to not compete to start a basketball game and have to try to claw your way out and back. And in every single game, I believe they had a 4 or 5 point lead in this game. They squandered that just with stupid plays, turnovers, bad shots, forced threes, and they come back and just run it down your throat. And before you know it, they're up 3 after being down 5. And it's just from that, there's just no game management whatsoever. There's just none. And The amount of threes, there's no world that we live in that it makes sense for this team to shoot 45 threes.
Crazy.
They averaged 29 threes per game coming in. They shot 45. They had 11 threes. They took 11 threes, I believe, in the fourth and 5 in overtime. They took 16 threes in 17 minutes.
Yeah, that's crazy, man.
That's insanity for a team that is not great at shooting. Like
on top of that, versus a team that's amazing in transition, long rebounds, they're gonna get out and run.
That's what they want. Slow it down, get AD in the paint, get Braun in the paint, get everybody in the paint. Just run through them. Like there was no reason. Like JaVale McGee was more aggressive. like it was just, man. And the thing is, this isn't something that they wake up tomorrow and be like, okay, this is fixed. Because we've seen this too many times. We know it. We know it already. And it's like you come out of that Phoenix game thinking, okay, hopefully this will carry into the next one, that this will carry into the next one, and this will roll into the next one. Like they learned something from this game, right? They learned something from this. I was, silly of me to think that, coming out of that Phoenix game, and maybe that game, although they beat a team that were down 2 stars, that maybe that collectively, sometimes those type of wins bring a team together more than a blowout does, right? So I was kind of feeling good about them going into their strategy kind of work. LeBron had a ton of energy in the fourth quarter when KD was gassed. They kind of found a little pattern here. AD had 30, and I'm like, okay, maybe they're onto something here. But they show up to Sacramento. Reeves had his worst game of the season, of the 3 games so far. In a season he's already been bad, and it just spirals from him. Like I don't know if they can start him the next game. Like you're going to go up against a young Orlando Magic team that's going to be running and pushing too, and then you got the Clippers on Wednesday. So you have to make a change to the starting lineup. If this is getting swept in Denver, and then 3 straight games of being down. Granted, Vando is not in the lineup right now, so that it's not the exact same starting lineup. But getting down by 12 in 3 straight games, and in another 2 games where you're not going to have Vando, you need to get someone in that they can help you defend out the gate. You can't have Reeves and D'Lo in that starting lineup if you're going to continue to be down 12 6 minutes into the game.
Exactly. Versus these athletic guards in the Western Conference, bro. Like it's gonna be tough, man. There ain't no real like easy matchup against in our division. We're gonna be facing Westbrook, Curry, De'Aaron Fox, like Devin Booker, Bradley Beal. It's gonna be tough, man. So look, this is the question though for you, Jeff, would be, that you have trade assets in Rui, in D'Lo, for example, right? In the trade deadline. But are you able to bench a D'Lo and not hurt his trade value
Yes.
in the meantime? You essentially have to play him, right? And just hope Austin Reeves don't take it personal. Say you in the long-term plans of the Lakers, but right now for the balance, we just need you to sit, maybe start Rui or start a defensive piece over you, like a Vanderbilt eventually.
Yeah, I mean, I think even if D'Lo will be valuable in trade no matter what happens, just because of his money. The amount of money that he can be moved upwards or downwards, he's an incredibly desired contract. He's got a player option. Even if he opts in, it's incredibly desirable to these teams when you got guys making $40-50 million a year. He can go, you can trade for someone as little as like 11 million, 11.5 million, and someone as high as like Mike Conley's number for D'Lo. So that contract is extremely valuable in trade, especially if you trade him like early enough, like when he's eligible, December 15th. If you moved him then and another team had 2 months to try to figure out, how they want to use his money in trade, D'Lo could get moved like 3 times. Like I'm telling you, his contract is super valuable around the league. So even if you sit him, even if you bench him, they're not trading for the player. They're trading for the contract. The Lakers didn't sign the player. They signed the contract. That's why it was so beautiful what they did. They got him at that exact number, which is a swing rate of pretty much anyone. So you could trade D'Lo right now for someone like Bruce Brown. You could, not right now. I'm like, come December, you could do it. So like someone like Bruce Brown. So like you can move D'Lo for an impact player. You absolutely can. So it's just a matter of what is he going to look like come December? What is that going to look like? And if they bench him, if they continue to start him and look to move him, they're going to need some defense in there. They're going to need a defensive guard. You can't have you can't have D'Lo and Reeves out there. And I know what you said. You're in the long-term plans talking about Austin Reeves. You're in the long-term plan. I think someone like Austin Reeves could take a benching mentally probably better than D'Lo can, just because of his basketball pedigree, how he's come up and how he came up. I think Austin. Look, Austin knows he's not playing well. Austin is not an excuse guy. Austin, if you tell him, look, we're going to do this, he's not going to come onto that court pouting. He's still going to come in and try to play the same way. Like Austin isn't necessarily an effort thing. It's not necessarily he's not giving it his all thing. He's just hit a wall. Like, I don't know if it's Team USA. I don't know if it's going into the deep playoffs and then Team USA. Now he's back here. Like, then they sat him in the training camp because, to rest him up. I just don't know if he just needs to ramp up and he's just not in rhythm yet. Like Dan Camp pointing out, his shots look short. His lift looks short. He may not be in game. He may not be ready to play yet. You know what I mean? So, they could probably get away with sitting Austin without losing him mentally over D'Lo, because even if you're deciding to trade D'Lo, you've got to get to December 15th before you can. You got him for 6 more weeks.
I hear that.
Like you couldn't move him today if you wanted to. You can't.
That's fair. I hear that. It's interesting, man. And the chat is cooking, man. They're saying a lot of interesting things, man. You can talk to the chat real quick.
Yeah,
man.
they're a little behind here. Let me get up here.
Yeah, go ahead.
Let me see here. Lakers all day. Yeah, I'll probably drop the link in another couple of minutes here. I just wanted to rock with Africa here for a bit. Start Wood, move AD to the 4. So this is a common thing. And me and Dan talk about this all the time because he's for starting Wood. I'm not for starting Wood. I think Wood should finish games, but I wouldn't start him because I like him coming off the bench in a role that can help on defense and offense at the 4 or the 5. I think it makes your bench greater and it makes your team deeper and it makes you more versatile. So I don't mind him closing, but I really don't want him starting for those factors. Also, I don't want AD to have a reason to not, want to go as hard in the first quarter. You know what I mean? I want AD to be the guy that comes out the gate. And I feel like someone out there like a Christian Wood, I want AD to be like the focal point of the big at the start of the game. So my thing is, I don't care if he closes. I'm just actually I want him to close, but I just don't have him as a starter. Being Christian Wood. Let me see. Had 2 days off, was able to squeeze in practice, and was still ready for that first quarter. Everyone knows Sac starts first. Tops in the league. Yeah, exactly. No, you're absolutely right. New starting 5. Definitely new starting 5. Hey, Bree, thanks for pulling up. And Giovanni, I saw it's your birthday, man. Happy birthday. Sorry, we were cooking here, going back and forth. So I saw that, and happy birthday to you. Hope you had a good day, my guy. Braun, Reeves, Rui, AD, Wood. Okay. But what's your take on what's your take on or your position on Christian Wood starting?
Christian Wood, look, I would personally like him to start. I would like him to start to actually see if the AD at the 5, he don't like it, is actually true. I want to see that because I don't know if the 2020 was a big enough sample size with Dwight Howard. They still played limited minutes, JaVale McGee and Dwight, whoever was starting. And so I never understood that. I want to see AD at the 5. I think that's the best look for our team. But I still want to see if it does make a big difference. So I want to see it eventually. I wouldn't mind if he does it in the first 5 games. But and I do like Christian Wood closing. I still like the chemistry of Christian Wood, the floor spacing that he's able to bring, the shot creation off the dribble that he's able to bring. And so I like his skill set, but I want to see if it's true. Does AD not want to play the 5? Will his the volume of scoring increase with him at the 4? Will his aggression increase because he's being guarded by weaker opponents? Really, all it tells me is I can't dominate these 5s, Jeff. I want to dominate these small ball 4s and stretch 4s out here. That's how I get my real buckets in the Pelicans. Yeah. That's what I really was doing, was dominating these 4s and having these other guys bang with the 5s. I don't like that personally, but it is what it is.
No, I got you. And then Lo makes a good point here. Jeff in Africa, I have a question. Look at all the elite teams in both conferences, top 6. How many of those teams is our starting backcourt better than?
In both conferences.
So you're talking about Phoenix, Denver, Boston, Milwaukee. Who else would you put up there?
Memphis, if you call Memphis top 3 in the West, what you saying?
Not right now. No. Memphis is in a world of trouble right now. World of trouble right now.
Enough.
But even a team that's not even the top, in the West, even like a team like OKC, you know what I mean?
Cleveland's backcourt looking nice.
Cleveland's better, yeah. Cleveland. Brunson and Barrett. Knicks.
Brunson and Barrett for the next year. Yeah, that they solid. They solid. Yeah, they solid. When it comes to the West, obviously Murray and KCP better. When healthy, Ja and Desmond Bain better.
Yeah.
De'Aaron Fox for Sacramento and Kevin Herter better. Um, Phoenix,
Clay and
obviously
Steph.
Booker and Bill. Clay and Steph better, clearly. Westbrook and Paul George better. Like,
Yeah.
come on, our backcourt is looking nasty out here. CJ McCollum and what's his name in the backcourt Herb Jones. Like, I don't know. That's the only real competition. Um, even
Yeah.
SGA and Giddy are better, bro. Like, come on, man. What
Oh,
are we
they are.
doing in the Western Conference? Come on, man.
Yeah, that's an excellent point. Well, that is an excellent point. And they will. I will say this: they will, if it comes to it and they need to, they will fix it. Now I will say that those guys are better. The thing about D'Lo has talent. Like it just can't be put together. So at some point, we're in Terrence Mann territory, right? Of how old is the prospect, right? and it's like, at some point, the amount of teams that he's been on, and
Yeah.
you know what I mean, and it's just. Yeah, that Low brings up an excellent point there, which also means that we're going to continue to be cooked by all these teams with all those
Mm,
guards.
exactly. And if you can't defend them, you gotta score with them. And we look like we can't do either right now. That's a bad combination.
Yeah, can't stop them from scoring and can't go back at them to make them work
Mhm.
on defense the other side. And I agree with the thing with 80 at the 5 and him wanting to eat small ball fours. It's just because we won with him at the 5. Like
Mhm.
the Lakers numbers in 2020 and 2021 when AD was at the 5, which were the two prior to them obviously getting hurt in AD getting hurt in the playoffs. But in 2020 and 2021, when AD was at the 5, when you look at the Lakers point differential from AD at the 4 to AD at the 5, now I don't know if AD is better at the 5 as far as a player, but I know that the Lakers were leaps and bounds better when AD played the 5 than when he played the 4, and especially in the playoffs. It wasn't even close. It was nowhere near close. Uh, yeah, it wasn't for Wood starting, but I'm starting to lean more towards it the more I see them play together, especially with our guards not giving us offense. So yeah, now again, I'm not saying it's a terrible idea. To me, it's preference, which is why which is like I said, I would like to start Vando because I like a defender in the starting lineup. And if Vando isn't starting, I don't know what his role is on the team because you're trying to find him minutes off the bench, bringing a guy like Vando off the bench who isn't going to come in and get you 10 to 15 points. You want to bring him in to guard a guy who's already on fire. That's tough to do it in the NBA. I like him starting the game because of his defense. I think him and out there, getting his hands on deflections and when when Vando was in there, like the Lakers pace and their fast break and their transition points were a lot because Vando disrupting the other team, and so there's no secret that this team was pretty much the best defensive unit from the trade deadline on last season, and the only thing that's missing from that right now is Vando. So I think he does make that big of an impact. And for them to give him that contract extension, I think they saw enough of him and working on his corner 3 to be able to help with that there. So if he's able to hit that shot and bring his defense, I still think he should start though. Got to respect your so-called superstar. Let's see what else. Trying to catch up to a couple of these Africa real quick. Denver, the standard right now. Denver, yeah. I mean, they went in there and waxed OKC today, man. I thought that was going to be a better game than it was.
Clamped up SGA.
Yeah, they
Crazy.
racked him up. I think
Crazy.
his percentage today was terrible. I think he had like 7 points, and he was just missing everything.
Hey
Lakers don't
man.
respect AD.
Shout out to that former Laker KCP locking up these elite guards in the NBA, man. This is crazy what we're looking at. Malik Monk cooking. Shout out to all these former Lakers cooking right now in the NBA, man. It's ridiculous, bro.
Yeah, they absolutely are. I almost had a heart attack watching that game. Yeah, that game was hard to watch. Absolutely hard to watch. Absolutely. Hey, what's going on, too? Thank you for pulling up. Appreciate you. Thank you for the support as always. And thank you to everyone here with the support. If you haven't done so already, please like and subscribe. Turn on that notification bell to get notifications when we go live. And you get to hear the greatness of Young Africa from time to time when he pulls up. He's a busy man. He pulls around and cooks every single channel out there. So whenever he gets get a chance to pull up over here, it's always a blessing. So appreciate you pulling up, Africa, as always,
Oh
man.
love, oh love.
No reason in the world Rui should went to the bench in the 4th. He was cooking and Ham took Wood and Rui out when we couldn't get a rebound. Yeah, I think it's pretty much plain to see to anyone who isn't listening to an audiobook while they're trying to coach an NBA basketball game. What is a good defender though? Next to AD, it works better if Vando can't shoot. Well, we don't know. Vando looked like he was hitting some corner threes and limited in preseason, and that's what he worked on all summer. So look, he's not going to be out there dead eye status. He's not going to shoot. He's not going to be Steph Curry out there. But I think Vando can get to a point where he can hit a corner three to where he can be a threat out there for teams have to guard him. Gabe Vincent is so ridiculously overrated. The unchecked real reason we lost the game is he's wasting minutes. Africa's always on point there too, Trent. That's what he does. What do you think about the Gabe Vincent thing? What's your take on Gabe Vincent?
Me personally, Gabe Vincent. Look, he's one of those guys. Like you mentioned something when you're talking about D'Lo and Austin Reeves, and you're talking about defense, right? And it's effort, and it's at least try. And he's a guard that tries. He tries. Sometimes, like you said, when he's bodying De'Aaron Fox a little too hard, but he tries. He got a little pride to him, so he tries hard, and he's not gonna play bad because of lack of effort. Now, really, on this team and what we saw when you play 31 minutes and you take 3 shots, really, you don't know what your role is on the team. You don't know what you're meant to do. Obviously, it's still trying to figure it out 3 games in, but he's not sure what he's meant to be. I thought that being a championship contender, you kind of, as a coach, express to every player where their role is and what they're meant to do on the court and how they should play and how they should feel. And I thought you would explain that clearly. And obviously, Darvin Ham has not, and he's kind of seeing where they fit over clearly giving them defined roles. And I want you to do this and play your game. And when you get the ball and it swings to you, don't be indecisive. Understand what you got to do and attack your matchup. But obviously, Gabe Vincent, it's hard to take 3 shots in 31 minutes and not be indecisive, not be very confident in what you're meant to be doing on the court. So his skill set is something that I've been thinking is like we talked about in the preseason. X factor, what he gives us is going to really show. Can he be a player like today where our lead guards aren't working and he comes in and cooks and changes a game? He could be that. I'm sure in certain times in the season he will be that. But can we consistently rely upon him and his skill set to pull through? No, only because we don't have versatility at the guard position. What does Gabe Vincent give us, right? That D'Lo and Austin Reeves don't give us. No, they're very similar plays, all 3 of them, right? Rely on skill, IQ, and to a certain level, maneuver, pick and roll, and get to your spot. But they're not going to beat you with straight up raw talent. They're not going to beat you with athleticism. They're going to try and beat you with the skill and the mind. And that's specifically speaking about Austin Reeves and Gabe Vincent, similar players. And so, I don't know, man. Unsure after this point. I don't know. Not a lot of faith, not a lot of trust, man. What you saying?
I feel you. And Game and Austin kind of see similar paths, undrafted 2-way players kind of scrap and claw their way to the league, got paid, and they're struggling. And Angie made a good point here that I actually did overlook. I forgot about this actually. Y'all do realize that Vincent missed most of the preseason. He's finding to gain chemistry on the fly. So there's that. Christian Wood basically didn't have a team until the end of September or mid to late September. And then Braun wasn't playing, and so there were some hiccups there. So that is a valid point. But I'm still kind of wait and see approach with Gabe. We've got 2 undrafted, basically 2-way G League guys that basically went through adversity, made it in this league, became at least last season pretty high value role players. Both got paid, and now they're starting to struggle a little bit. So with that, and if they were getting paid what they were getting paid last year, a lot of people wouldn't have a lot to say about it. But because they got paid, it puts that target on their back, so it's a lot more pressure.
What do you see? Do you see Gabe Vincent giving us anything different than what the starting guards give us? Do you see his skill set as being any different?
Yes. Just for the simple fact that I don't think teams will go direct. I don't think teams are going to go directly at him or look to get switches on pick and rolls to get him. I think teams won't. I don't necessarily think that people I don't think Austin gets hunted out as much as him, kind of willingly taking on the challenge and then just getting beat because the guy's just really good offensively. Because Austin isn't Steph Curry out there hiding in the corner and teams force him over to the side. He doesn't shy away from the defense. He just isn't capable in some of them. You know what I mean? But it's not for lack of effort. Whereas Gabe, I don't think a team, if they've got someone on them and they see Gabe on the other side, I don't think they're looking for a switch to get Gabe on them. You get what I'm saying? I don't think they're going to look to seek him out. And while he does do what Austin does as well, is he will come up and try to check that ball. He will try to get up there and smother them and guard them. So he does give the effort with that, and teams don't seek him out in a switch. I think that does kind of add some value to what we're not dealing with now, because if you've got Gabe out there, right? You've got Prince out there, you've got Braun out there, you've got AD out there. There's only really one guy at that point you're going to try to work a switch on. You get what I mean? Everyone else can switch everything. So I think Vincent does give you that. I think, unlike D'Lo, Vincent, if he's not giving you 20, there's other things he can give you. I said that about Reeves too. If he's not giving you 15 to 16 to 17 points, he can still draw fouls. He can still get assists. He can still get steals. He can still push the pace. He can still play smart. There's things out there that he can give you that don't show up on the stat sheet, or do show up on the stat sheet, just not in the scoring column. I think Vince checks boxes that do not show up on the stat sheet at all. So people who look at a stat sheet, it's kind of hard to see what he actually brings to a team. But if AD is doing his job, the other guard is doing their job, Rui, Wood, all these guys are playing well, then a guy like Gabe Vincent is great for your team, because he doesn't need a bunch of shots to be effective. He just brings the effort and plays hard. And you need guys like that on a team and in the starting unit when you're getting down 12 points in every first quarter that you play. So that makes it absolutely difficult when you're trying to sort through those things. And this is just the effort. And so when I feel like if you have someone like a Gabe Vincent and an Austin Reeves out there, Austin Reeves, like I said, may get burned, but it's not going to be for lack of effort.
That's fair.
Dame was bad today. That's an absolute fact. So let me drop the link and get a couple here. And a lot of people are frustrated today, so we'll get 30 games in to see what's good with this team. But I see something that needs to be fixed before 30 games in. Yeah, I mean, obviously 30 games, I think it'll take for them to try to get some more chemistry there. But yeah, I think there's things on this team that not even 30 games will fix, though. Is Gabe Vincent Shamar Moore from Darvin
I would ask you though, like, what is the Lakers offense currently? What do you see is the Lakers go-to staple on offense right now? Is there an identity on offense, would you say?
There's not to me. I think it's them. It's just dribble, who's got the ball. There's no real flow. There's no real Wood was undrafted. There really is there's nothing. There is no flow. There is no direction. It's who gets the ball, come down. Okay, look for AD at that kind of off to that wing post out there. See which side he's going to go. LeBron up top, either looking to pass or pull away that three. Really not looking to go to the basket to start the game. D'Lo keeping a guy on his hip, trying to flow the midi, get all the way to the cup or shoot a three. Austin Reeves out there kind of just going a lot of east-west, not north-south, and just front rim on his shot. AD, like I said, out there just looking like he's jumping out of a plane with a parachute every time he shoots the ball. Like there's not a lot.
Taurean Prince with the green light. Don't forget about the green light.
I think he's been great though. I think he's been great.
I like him though.
I think he's been absolutely great. So I know we got a lot of we're gonna have a lot of upset people that want to get on here and talk. So let me get through a couple of these chats real quick, guys. And those who are waiting backstage, I'll get you guys on right now. Give me 1 second. That's why it makes sense to play Gabe and D'Lo together for all. That's why it makes no sense to play Gabe and D'Lo together for all of these men. Gabe needs to play alongside Austin or Christie. I agree with you. I absolutely agree with you there. I just subscribed to Hey, Steven, thank you for pulling up. I appreciate this. Hopefully we continue to give you content that keeps you coming back for more and more. So appreciate you. Thank you. We greatly appreciate you. Gets a lot of 50-50 balls. Yeah. Gabe does get 50-50 balls. And he's quicker than people think too. You see it when he gets that ball and he does that spin move, like just to not even to make a move, but just to get going towards the other side. Like Gabe Vincent. I like Gabe Vincent. I think if you have someone like Gabe Vincent on your team, I think you have if you're a team that has championship aspirations, I think a player like Gabe Vincent, like you said, who has that pride and has that chip on his shoulder, I think that's good. I think having him not necessarily as a starter, but just having a guy like that on your team. So let me go ahead and bring some people up in here. Get everybody going here because I know tonight was frustrating, y'all. I told Africa pull up because I really wanted to spend some time with him and talk about this because me and Africa spent a lot of the playoffs, a lot of the summer and the preseason talking about exactly what we're facing right now, which is where we're deeper. We've got some talent. I like the additions we got. But what's Darvin Ham what's Darvin Ham going to do with all this, right? Is what we always said. It's a good problem to have, but it's a problem if you got a guy who can't manage rotations. And that's where we're at. So Lakers all day. You were in here asking for the link early. So I know. Thank you for being patient. Thank you for waiting. So I know you've been kind of bashing Ham for a while now. So I know a game like tonight didn't make anything any better for you. So what's your takeaway? Go ahead.
Man, listen, bro. I've been telling y'all about this Darvin Ham nonsense for like last year, bro. Like, and he doesn't look like a dude that is a good coach. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is his second year, right?
Yep.
Cool. But now you got to show what you can do with these players that we got on, right? But look, you can't do anything because you don't know who to play. You don't know who to take out. You know what I'm saying? You got freaking Cam right there that got 0 points, but right? He low-key could have came in the game for defense. Him and Max Chris. To that, you take Woods, you play Woods for a little bit, take him out. You play Rui for a little bit, take him out. And then Gabe, you have 2 point guards on the court together. Why? Last year you did the same thing. This year you're gonna do the same thing too. It's like we keep on doing the same thing with this team, and it looks like it's not gonna get any better. And I mean, we might have to start Woods and AD together, or put Hayes in there or something. Do something to like make this team low on offense. And this D'Lo and Austin Reeves, I don't know y'all, but I think we might have to bench. I had games right now, but just to bench him for now and let him see, you know what I'm saying, to see if he can come back. But D'Lo is 17 points. Last game he had was like 14. I mean, 14's fine, 17's cool, but we need somebody that can drop 20. You know what I'm saying? Like, to help out AD, to help out LeBron. It needs crucial moments. You feel me? And not playing Max Christie.
I totally get where you're coming
from. I don't know what the hell's going on with that, bro. That's crazy. Not playing Max.
Yeah, he had a great summer league.
He
had a great summer league, and he had a great summer league, and the expectation was that he was going to be the backup too. And everything the Lakers said, and everything that was pointing towards it, and then the regular season started, and then he's just gone, like with no explanation, like nothing, just gone.
But in part, that doesn't. I understand, but that don't make no sense, bro. Like, you have this dude high praised up in summer league and preseason, then first game of the season, for first 3 games, you don't play him. Like, what's up, bro? You know what I'm saying? Like, if I was him, I would be like, if you're not gonna play me, trade me, because I'm not gonna take this nonsense. You feel me? Do what freaking Brian did. He left because guess what? Coach wasn't playing him.
Yeah, and Christie's a free agent. He's a restricted free agent this year, and I don't know if they're trying to suppress his value so teams will come after him and they can sign him for cheaper. I don't know what they're doing, but I don't see how a guy like Max Christie can't get at least 10 minutes a game on this team when you're lacking effort, when you're lacking some. Yeah,
he low key could have helped our team because he got defense. He can get rebounds, as you know, and he can score for himself and shoot threes. So why not have that type of player on your roster? I mean, on your, you know what I'm saying? When Austin Reeves is not giving you buckets. You know what I'm saying? That don't make no sense.
No, it doesn't
at all.
It doesn't. And we had games in Denver. You have games. You had games in Denver. You had the game today in Sacramento, playing 2 fast-paced teams in areas. I even think a guy like Max Lewis, because that guy can run the floor like crazy. He can get in transition and throw down dunks in transition. He's not going to be in a slow-paced game. He's not going to be in a game where you got some veterans and it's slower and stuff like that. But a game like tonight, I think he could have helped, because just get out there, running the floor and filling the lane. So let me get a couple of these other people in here real quick. Sammy, I saw you pull up. Thank you for pulling up, bro. Appreciate you, man. Hope you're feeling better. I know you were sick last week, so I hope you're back.
Oh, man.
Hope you're back with it. Hope you're back with it, man. I'm sure this Laker performance tonight didn't make you feel any better, though, huh?
Man, well, it's crazy, bro, because I saw it. I'm like, Do you notice this is back-to-back games where AD wasn't involved as the closer? They tried to do the LeBron thing again. Go in the post, kick out for threes and shots, but I'm like, AD is in the corner. I'm like, that's not a recipe that's, really winning. It could work, but that's going to wear out LeBron too. And Rui should never went out. Gabe Vincent did good, but then he had some mental mistakes. I think they should have just went Rui LeBron and just played big like they was working and kept that. I see what people talk about now with Ham. He has something working, he takes it away. He got that kind of bad. Hope he kind of fix that. But like I said, I always say, give him 30 games. But when I say 30 games, I mean the rest of the new people.
Yeah,
The core of the problem is they're not involving AD in the offense. They're making it harder. Like if you look at them shots in the fourth quarter, even LeBron making that three, I'm like, that's a tough shot.
yeah. I said
You
I
get what
hated
I'm
it.
saying?
I
Like,
hated it. Yeah,
I hate it. It's a tough shot. And then the other shot is a long perimeter shot. You facing a running gun team. You don't need to make it fast. Slow down. Pound and ground. Ground and pound with AD. Free throw line. Slow it down. Keeping the one possession. They would have went up by 10, 15 points. The game is over already.
Yep.
But they want to just do this, going to LeBron and then they shoot long shots that they can't even get back on defense to. Now you're playing a game and you can't set up your defense or set up your offense. What you doing because you could just slow it down and do pick and roll with LeBron and AD go. Remember the pick and roll they did, against Phoenix with LeBron. They didn't even do a pick and roll at all.
Yeah.
In the fourth quarter, I'm like,
yeah, they're allergic to
you're
it.
making it harder. Like it's not really hard. I just think that Ham is going to have to involve AD ASAP. Everything else could be fixed. The Gabe Vincent, even Christian Wood playing together and all that. But I think what needs to happen for like right now is involve AD, and I think they need to go back to the big two-man lineup. That Wood and AD need to play together. They need to play together. They do. They do. Because you see, AD was by himself again, trying to get rebounds, trying to guard everywhere. He's getting worn out again. And then guess what? You got LeBron doing a post game, trying to close. That's going to wear him out. That's last year's stuff that Ham has to fix. That has to be fixed. You know what I'm saying? So, man, that's the only bad part out of everything else. The good could be fixed with other people, but that got to be fixed ASAP.
Yeah, and the thing, and I don't think Braun plays tomorrow. I think he played too many minutes that they did more minutes than they wanted to tonight. It's back to back tomorrow. They've got the built-in excuse for him. And Craving Minion CV brought up a good point here. And when I was thinking about Braun not playing tomorrow, I didn't think of this. So shout out to you. This is a great point here. Let's not pray LeBron tomorrow to see what AD and the others are made of. So maybe by getting Braun. So it's different when Braun is playing and he goes out of the game and they hit a drought, right? But if they know from jump that Braun isn't playing, maybe these other guys, including AD out the gate, are more aggressive, looking for their shots, and maybe they can find something. Maybe a D'Lo, maybe a Reeves. AD gets going earlier. We see a true combination of Wood and AD, what they can do without having LeBron out there at all. And I think a lot of these guys may be able to fall into their roles a little bit and we might be able to see what they're more capable of tomorrow. So I didn't think of that layer. So shout out to you, Craving Minions. I did think that Braun was not going to play tomorrow, but I think you added a layer there that makes some sense. So we've got let me get to another person we got in here. We got let me see. We got Lakers Caldwell, Jay Caldwell here. So what you got on tonight's game?
What's up, Empire? This is my first time calling in with you guys. Shout out to Young Africa and Big Baby Sports and all the other channels for blessing the chat with Empire and your channel. I love everything that you're doing. You're very insightful, and I love your basketball mind and the people that you bring on here.
Thank you. We appreciate that.
Really, yeah, most definitely. Piggybacking on what the other callers was just talking about. We literally struggle so much to get into our offense. And it's really evident. When I watch all the other teams, like take for instance, let's see who has another two big lineup. I'm not even talking about even the champs. Let's go to maybe Philly or somewhere like that. Heck, even Portland. all these other teams get into their offense way easier than our offense. It's like if it's not us jacking up threes or laying it up, we literally can't score. We don't have no half-court offense for some reason. I don't like the fact that even after all the time that LeBron and AD have played with each other, they still don't have the proper two-man game to constantly dominate. Because when you look at these two guys, when you look at both LeBron James and AD, the reason why they both work perfectly together is because both of them are both threats on the pick and pop and on the pick and roll. You can't guard either one. Like you just, I believe Young Atfield, like you just said earlier, with AD can legit be a ball handler and run a pick and roll LeBron James and pass out of that, which other teams really can't do.
Yeah.
Other than maybe the Bucks, but with Dame, they don't have the type of driver and elite bruiser that LeBron James is. So it's tough to see when you see the way that our offense, we get into our offense and all that stuff, and how we spend so much energy. And I absolutely agree. LeBron James should not.
I don't know if we lost him there for a second.
Yeah, I think we did.
I think you cut out there, CJ.
The brother was coming. Yeah, he cut out.
Yeah, he had definitely had some great points there. And so it's we'll get back to the. I got Big Baby up here. He pulled up. I think he pulled up. He's next in line here. So Big Baby, you still there?
Yeah, I'm here.
What's going on, bro? What you got on what you get in your newfound zenness of Laker Nation here that you've adopted this season? What if you could see anything in these first 3 games for Laker fans out there to not, I don't want to say be in panic mode, but just not freaking out after 3 games? Is there anything you see that you actually like? And is there anything that you see that the Lakers can build on after these 3 games?
Yes, we can learn from the first 3 games, man. Just execute better down the stretch. Like tonight against Sacramento, man, we had Taurean Prince wide open, missed. We had D'Lo wide open, missed. So just make your shots next game, and I'm not worried about what's going on. The minutes, we'll be fine. 80 more games to go. You're gonna have your ups, downs. We'll get there, Laker Nation. So just relax, be patient. Everything will be pleasant, man. Once we get it clicking, I'm telling y'all, we'll get it together, man.
Okay. Do you see any changes to the starting lineup? And if so, what would be would you leave it the same, or would you make a change prior to tomorrow's game? Assuming, I know Bron's probably not playing, so someone will probably start in his spot. But when it comes to the backcourt, D'Lo and Reeves, would you make a change in that right now?
Yes, I would take out Reeves and put in Rui, and then start Christian Wood at center.
Okay.
There you go.
Go big, because when he was in there, when Christian Wood was in there, he brought the energy, hitting threes, getting and ones, and also Rui went. I think he went off in the fourth quarter. And then that's when Darvin Ham takes him out and puts Austin Reeves in, which he was struggling. You know, it's like if Austin Reeves struggling, why do you put him out there? Put somebody that's going off like Rui was in that fourth quarter. You know, so it's like Darvin Ham put his hands in his pockets and just stood there and didn't do anything.
Yeah,
that's the one thing I get pissed off about him. He puts his hands in his pockets and he doesn't show any emotion.
Yeah, it was Austin Reeves shot 8.3% today.
Yes.
8.3%.
Wait.
Yeah.
From the field?
Yeah, field goal percentage was 8.3%. He was 1 of 12.
See,
He was 1 of 12.
People,
1 of 8 from 3.
I told people that he's gonna have pressure that he didn't have last year. Why? Because he got the money, and they're gonna be like, okay, you're not gonna get that foul call you get, and we're gonna put a bigger guy on you. You know what I'm saying? And then now it's kind of rattled, and I hope that it gets better. But I had a feeling, I was like, bro, they're gonna come at Reeves. But 8%, yeah, that's bad.
I can't remember the last time someone shot 8%. And I'm an Austin defender. Like I want to be clear about that. I'm hard on him tonight because I don't want to be known as just a guy who only talks about him when he plays good. You know, he's got to be held accountable. He's going to be, if the Lakers are a quote unquote contender or a championship threat, a guy like Austin Reeves needs to play better, and he needs to improve on his improvements from last year. 8.3 overall percentage, 12.5% from 3, 1 for 8, a -12 for the game. It was inexcusable for him to even be in that game probably in the second half. I don't put that on Austin from the standpoint of he didn't have it going tonight. That's on the coach to save a man from himself. He didn't have it going. Get him out. Like he didn't have it going. Get him out of there. And he didn't. And he's got to get home. He's got to go into that locker room and look at his teammates and see an 8.3% next to his name, Young Africa. That is insane.
He put up Dame Dollar superstar numbers today, bro. You know, like Dame Dollar technically put up some superstar type numbers today.
Yeah.
The standard is Dame. You know what I'm saying?
tapping his watch. It was Dame time. I'm him, Dame time. But yeah, we can't. Man, I know.
He wasn't him today.
No, he wasn't. He wasn't him. He was gone with the wind today, man. He was just, oh my God, 8%, like 8%. Ray Charles is looking at him side eyes, boy. Like, boy,
I didn't even know he did that, bro. That's crazy. I didn't even realize.
I didn't look at the stat. I just saw the game. I'm like, this has to be sub 15%. And then I looked at the sheet. I was like, 8%. Like, what the hell? This dude shot a mortgage rate. He shot a mortgage rate. Like, what is going on?
The inflation numbers up in here, man.
Man. He said, let me deflate my game to match inflation. Good God, he shot a mortgage rate.
Well, he played for LA. Gas is $8.
Yeah, man.
That's $8.
Yeah, man. I'm out here too. Yeah, man. That's
why. Hold up, y'all. Hold up. Gas is $8 over there.
Oh yeah, it's ridiculous. I got my ass an EV, man. I said, forget this. Give me a power strip and a long ass where I plug my shit in. I'm done with this, man. I could get with Elon immediately after that, man. When it started rising, I was like, oh my God.
Y'all Tesla, bro. Y'all
this shit nuts, man.
I'm in Miami. That much. God.
Yeah, I think the brother's right when he says that the scouting reports are out on Austin Reeves now. So we know what you like, we know what you do. And so, like you said, but today, even though they were putting bigger guards around him, I don't know. Is Kevin Huerter that much bigger than Austin Reeves? I don't know. I don't think so. I think they're similar height, similar weight. Kevin Huerter is not known for his defense, and so that's a matchup that you would hope. Like if Lakers are what they're meant to be, Austin Reeves has to win that matchup, you know, and he lost that matchup today. And so
in other games they had bigger guys on him, and then remember he never got a rhythm. So now it's like you say, his matchup he's supposed to, but he's rattled already. See what I'm saying? So it's mental, you know what I'm saying? But
I don't know if it's mental. Is it really mental when because Kevin Huerter is actually bigger. He's actually 6'7". I didn't know Kevin Huerter was 6'7".
Yeah, he's a little bit bigger.
Yeah, he's a bit bigger. Okay, but do you think it's mental when it comes to what Austin Reeves did do in the playoffs, and he did do stepping up in bigger pressure moments each round? He actually played better. So is it pressure, or is it more just we know what you do now, and now you better have counters because we're going to your favorite spots. We already know what you're trying to do.
I think it's 50-50. I think it's both.
Nah,
I think it's mental and they coming at him. So sometimes you can be like, hey, I ain't getting that call like you was getting. Oh, now they got a bigger guy on me. Okay, so now I got to switch it up. You get what I'm saying? So it's like it's 50-50, you know. But I expect him to bounce back. I had a feeling this was going to happen because I guess when he played in the Olympics, everybody was like, oh, there's been a bigger guy on Austin. Remember all that was coming out, you know. So maybe he's taking it like, okay, I see what they're trying to do. Maybe I got to flip it. But I think it's going to come around. It's just, you just might have to adjust. Like, hey, I can't try to get that call every time.
Hey, Jeff, did you see how we utilized Austin Reeves in the preseason? Did you see some of the times when he was coming off pin downs and screens and coming off ball and catching and shooting? Yeah. Have you seen that in the regular season? Why are we not going to that?
No, they featured him. They featured him early on in the preseason. They featured him. So, and what they've done is, and I will say also to touch on what you said about how his game got better as it went, and I'll get back to this in a second. But they were using as he got better as the playoffs ascended. If you notice, the higher his usage rate went up, the Lakers started losing. So because the thing is same thing with Russ. When Russ's usage goes up, so do the losses. So not to compare the two in anything other than that. What I'm saying is if you got Austin Reeves' usage going up that high and a player that probably shouldn't have that high of a usage rate, then you've got some problems. But Young Africa is absolutely right. They were featuring him in the preseason. They're running him off of pin downs, back screens. They were doing things to get him open in his spots, in his rhythm. And then they sat him down. And it's like when they brought him back, and it's like they stopped doing any of that. They're doing nothing. They're basically okay. So what they're pretty much doing with, they're limiting kind of Austin's normal rotation, his minutes. Like it's been spotty, kind of like Rui. It's been spotty, and they kind of just have him out there in the corner on kind of the catch and shoot guy, which isn't his game. It's not his game. He's capable of it, but his game is that Ginobili Nash-ish. You know what I mean? Like
Yep.
getting in, keeping a
Most
guy on his hip, getting in there, drawing the foul, stopping short. They fall on him, the and one,
Yeah.
a lob, a pass to the teammate, herky jerky. Like doing all that is Austin's game, getting into the paint, mucking up the game. You know what I mean? Mucking up the game.
Yeah.
Having Austin Reeves be a catch and shoot guy, you're taking away from him. And Young Africa's right. In the preseason, they were running things for him, and they're running nothing for him now. Like nothing.
Yeah.
Absolutely
AD
nothing.
in the fourth. Nothing.
Yeah, and the thing is, AD's a big man, and Red Matrix. Hey, thanks, Red Matrix. Thanks for pulling up. Appreciate the support. I don't think I've seen you on here before, so you're new to the channel. So if you haven't already, please hit that sub button. And you make an excellent point here that Ham is not all to blame. A few players can hit their shots and are sucking. That is true. So he's not all to blame. I don't think anyone's blaming everything on him. We spent a lot of time talking about D'Lo. We spent a lot of time talking about Reeves. We spent a lot of time talking about Anthony Davis and his ability to take over games. We've talked about LeBron James. We've talked about a lot of players that and things they need to do. We talked about Gabe Vincent. We've talked about a lot of players. So it's definitely, this is not all on Darvin Ham. But my thing is this: even if AD gets aggressive and wants the ball to start games and end games, even if LeBron James is shooting less threes, even if Gabe Vincent is picking up his game and then not getting all these stupid fouls and starts taking more shots than fouls per game, even if Austin Reeves gets back to his style of play, even if D'Lo starts making buckets, is Darvin Ham going to have the right substitution pattern to manage these guys right? So even if all these guys who start making shots, because Rui Hachimura made shots tonight, Christian Wood was making shots tonight, but they got the low got sent to them to head to the bench. You know what I mean? They got directions to report to the bench, and they did not get back in this game. So while we do have people that are not making shots, I absolutely agree with you on that. Even when they are, they get removed from the game for no reason whatsoever.
There's something missing too. I remember he said we're going to Ham, this is Darvin Ham talking. We're going to have lineups off how every team is, how every team is lineups go. Game based, the lineups is going to change. So I get that, but that hasn't happened really. If you're thinking about it, like you said, Rui should have stayed in. So the lineups are not really matching what's happening. Like you say, Reeves is 8%. Why is he back out there? He's struggling. Like you took Prince out, right? The other game. But this, you brought Reeves back in. And then when Rui's in, hitting, you take him out. And like you said, Christian Wood was in, and then he's out. So it's not matching up what Darvin Ham is saying. That's my only big issue with him. Like you said, every game is going to be about lineups and how they. But wait a minute, I understand it didn't happen yet. Like that is important to keep that. Like you gotta say what you was gonna say. I'm waiting to see the Christian.
I don't like that mentality though. I don't like that mentality. Like I feel like we have such a versatile teams. We should be imposing our will and making teams change up their lineups. We should be the ones that are dominating on the inside and making you have to rethink your situation before we do. And we're trying to be what? We're trying to bend to whatever team that we're going up against, and that's gonna dictate what the minutes is like. That's easy coach talk for give me some leniency on I'm just gonna pick this guy on this night, see this guy on this night, and I'm gonna do that and not have a solidified lineup, and that's an easy way out on that front, Darvin scam. I see you, Darvin. I see you, and the passes ain't gonna be passed out much longer. I see you, Darvin. Stop finessing the people. Stop.
He's a podium coach. He's a podium coach. Like he's a mouthpiece. He's a mouthpiece. I'm telling you. Like I know a lot of people. I know a lot of people are high on Mark Jackson, but he was the same way. So it's like you got these guys when Doc Rivers is similar. You know what I mean? Like the guy who, when a camera's on and a microphone in his place, he will convince you he's Red Auerbach. He will convince you he's Pat Riley. He will convince you he's smarter. He will convince you he can lead a team of men. He will convince you of all this until he steps on the basketball court and has to look across to the other bench and see an actual basketball coach standing there. And then that man is about to own him. And it's going to happen time and time again. Darvin is very good with player development. He is. They've done great work with Max Christie. They've done great work with some of these guys. What's the point of doing the great work if you're not going to play? You've done great work with Rui. What's the point of doing this great work if you're going to let that work just sit on the sideline? What's the point? Don't you want to show the fruits of your labor? Don't you want to show the fruits of your labor? Don't you want to show people? Now, what are you trying to do that with Cam Reddish now? To show that you can save his spot in the league and turn him around? Is that what this is about? because my man Lowe pointed out that he thinks that Darvin's trying to prove that everyone was coaching Cam wrong, and he's going to turn his career around here. Well, I mean, I'm all for Cam Reddish having a long NBA career, but I'm not for this experiment with the Lakers this year because it's not going to work. So So like, what did you guys see anything whatsoever in preseason or anything that would have led to Max Christie just being exiled like this?
Let me answer this, bro. Go ahead.
Yeah, sorry about that, guys. Yeah, absolutely not. Because Max Christie, the progression that Max Christie's had from summer league up to now has been very good. And he should have played in literally all three of these games, especially with Vando being out, just to have another point of attack defender, especially with these high power offenses that we was having. So
go ahead, Lakers. Alex. I know you've been the Max Christie thing is something you often talked about too. I don't understand it. I'm not going to pretend to. I'm just thinking, look, I must be a stupid man. I must have missed something. I must not be up on shit like someone else must be, right? Because something like did Max Christie walk in the locker room and like slap Darvin's wife? Did he try to slide in the DMs? Did he do something like that like Covington did to Tyronn Lue last year that he didn't play him? Like, what is going on? What did Max Christie do, Lakers all day? What did he do?
Bro, he didn't.
I think he outperformed Cam, bro. I think that's what happened. He did. And now Cam, he's trying to make up for it with the Cam plan. It ain't working. I think he's ready. Bro.
Who's ready?
Ready, and they holding him back,
Max. Okay, look, listen. Let me check this out. Okay, you know what? Okay, our coach, right? He did the same thing last year. You remember how we was talking about? You know what I'm saying? Who was it? Like whoever was last year, right? And then after that, you know what I'm saying? Like he didn't play, right?
Oh, you're
so then
Lonnie.
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 Yeah, Lonnie. You know what I'm saying? Everybody was talking about, you know what I'm saying? Like, Lonnie. Why is he not playing? Same thing with Max. Why is he not? And now, bro, it's like, bro, Max shown you what he can do in summer league and in preseason, and then after that, like this dude is 6'6". He can guard. You can see him guard. He can freaking. He got better shooting. Like, why you can't? I don't think he did nothing wrong. It's for like the coach is playing favorites, bro. Like that's what it looks like he's doing because he's playing all the starters. He's playing like 2 or 3 bench players, and that's it. Like, how you not gonna play this dude, but you talk all this stuff about him in preseason and summer league, but you don't play him? Like that man has talent, but you're not gonna use the talent. Like, how you not going to use, bro?
I don't know how it makes sense, but this is what I have come to understand from the NBA is that rotations are not just a coaching thing, right? It's a management issue too.
That's true. That's true.
When it comes down to players, especially around the end of the bench, when you look at a Max Christie, right, who we just gave a new deal to, right? Did we give a new deal to Max Christie?
No. Max Christie's a free agent this summer.
Okay, that's ridiculous. We should have probably gave him money, but anyway, Max Christie is a guy that's probably coming into new money. We probably know that Max Christie is going to be a part of our future. We're still unsure about a Cam Reddish. It might be a call of see what Cam Reddish got before the trade deadline, and if it ain't what it looked like and what it should be, then we can move on and package him with a D-Lo potentially or somebody else and see what we can get from that, right? And so maybe that's that. There's a little less of a timeline on a Cam Reddish as opposed to a Max Christie, but I perfectly understand what you're saying on a basketball level, right? But business can get involved, and that's complicated. I don't understand how that would work when it comes to this situation, but that's a factor. But when it comes to minutes, me and Jeff were talking about like somebody's gonna miss out, right? We were even thinking, and me personally, we're talking about Taurean Prince might be the guy that missing out. And obviously, he done took that role, and it looks like he kind of low key solidified in the starting lineup at the very least for the foreseeable future. And so, it looked like right now, Rui Hachimura is that guy. That's an amazing thing to think about after the playoffs that came off last season, that Rui has become the guy that's taking a big hit on his minutes. And guys like Gabe Vincent are getting more minutes than him. Guys like Christian Wood are getting more minutes than him. Even Taurean Prince getting more minutes than him. You wouldn't expect the minute allocation at the 4th position to be 40 minutes for Taurean Prince and like 15 minutes for Rui Hachimura. That's kind of crazy. So That's through play, but there's only so many minutes. If I look at how many guys we played 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we went 10 deep today, and that's essentially as deep as you can go. This and that's 10 deep with like Cam Reddish and Jackson Hayes. We went heavy on the starters, obviously, and we had multiple guys getting 40 minutes in the game. And so the question for Darvin Ham, like we've been asking, is what is your identity so that players know their roles, man? Still, like, if you don't have an identity and the team doesn't actually understand what they're trying to do, then how are players going to really fit into their roles and understand what they're going to do at the end of the day on offense, especially? And so, like when it comes to like even not to go too much on a tangent, but Jeff consistently talked about in the preseason that Vanderbilt's defense coming out the gate is a lot more important. See, and your basketball acumen shows very clearly in how the Lakers have started games, Jeff, in the first 3 games. We're coming out 10-point deficits out the gate, right? And that's because we don't have that defensive presence like we did last season. And so no resistance on the dribble penetration, break down the defense. We out here scattering and rotating now, and that's going to break our defense down. Then we get back and we have to play half court offense. We're not getting stops. We're not running out on the break, right? Which is our strength. And our weakness is multiplied again on half court offenses. And we're looking nasty in the first 8 minutes, right? So what is the solution, man? The solution is not easy. The solution is meant to be really done, and I would say in the off season where you create an identity, actually know what you're trying to do, and the team understands itself. But when it comes to the movement, like I saw a lot of these things. We was talking about the off-ball movement and the off-ball screens for Austin Reeves. I also saw a lot of dribble handoffs. I don't know if you saw the second unit, how they played in preseason. Jackson Hayes at the top of the key, dribble handoff left, dribble handoff right, attacking off that handoff right. I like that. At least players understand what they do. When you turn that corner on a dribble handoff, you go. And if you don't go, Jackson Hayes even had positions where, oh, the handoff not there, spin and just go to the rim and dunk that shit. Like, I like that. And I don't know what's going on, Jeff, but literally it's a whole different team where we just went back to the norm. Like we didn't do nothing we did in the preseason, bro. What is going on? I don't know.
Yeah.
Did you see the dribble handoffs that we were doing that we were really initiating the offense with in the preseason? Do you see that in the regular season? I don't know.
And Jackson Hayes had a pretty solid preseason. So I thought he would in the opening game when me and Dan Laker fan did our pregame. I said that I felt that Jackson Hayes could have been a wild card in that game playing. You know, they were going to play more bigs playing Joker. He got 6 minutes. Christian Wood got 15 minutes. And now you're going against Joker and your bigs and your other bigs outside of 80 got to combine 21 minutes. And that's insanity right there. And you said a very key word, and that's resistance. No resistance, no results. Okay. No resistance, no results. And if you don't have a Vando out there, Vando's ability and something that kind of popped in my head earlier. You know how it's funny because we talk about Darvin and rotations and things like that. You ever notice when a starter goes out, a lot of times they replace that starter with like a guy who never plays just because they want to keep everyone else in their normal rotation. So you'll see like a 12th guy get a starting spot for like 3 minutes of the game, just so the other guys can stay in their normal rotation. So the more I started thinking about it, I'm thinking like that they're giving Cam Vando's minutes right now. And then when Vando comes back, Cam's going to disappear. I think that's probably what's happening. They're just not starting Cam because the people would probably pull up and drag Darvin out of the arena. But so it's outside of that. But I think that's what he's trying to do. But I really believe like the Lakers saw something in Vando. That's why they gave him that money. Aside from the defense, I think they're confident in his ability to hit that corner three. I think they're confident in his ability to not be as nervous and catch the ball and finish around the rim and not be so fidgety. I think a player like Vando out the gate just go back to that Dallas game. Just go back to that Dallas game, the game where Bron got hurt. And we came back in that second half and we beat them. That was the Vando game. Vando like jumped onto the Lakers scene that night, that Sunday afternoon ABC game. Vando was everywhere in that game against Kyrie and Luka, like just smothering them, stealing everything in sight, tapping ball, stealing ball, throwing over his head to do was getting on dunks on breaks. Like he was doing everything in that game. We need a guy that can do that right now. We can't continue to get down 12 points in every single first quarter. We need to be up 10 points in these first quarters. I'm so sick and tired of, come on, guys, get it within 6 before halftime. Come on, guys, get it within 5 before the fourth quarter. Come on, guys, get it within 3 for the final 3 minutes. When are we going to get to a point where we can say, come on, guys, let's get this lead to 10 points by halftime. Come on, guys, let's get this lead to 15 by the fourth quarter so we can rest our starters. We're constantly saying, let's get this deficit down to a certain number so we have a chance to win. And then our guys are gassed. A team hits you with a second wind, and you're done at that point. And you got a guy like Mike Brown over there who knows what he's doing And even though he did not have De'Aaron Fox, and even though he did not have Sabonis, he had himself on the sideline looking over to a guy who was looking up at banners that don't exist in that arena. He was lost. So he was looking where the beam's going to come from because he knew it was going to get lit up on his ass. So I don't know, like, because like I said, even if these guys are hitting their shots, is he going to play them? Is he going to have them in the right spots? Is he going to get them on a normal rotation where they feel comfortable? Guys have routines, and you start messing with routines, you start messing with people's performance sometimes. So like you got Bron like out there, like you've seen him play entire fourth quarters. You've seen him come in at different parts of fourth quarters. You've seen him leave the first quarter after 5-6 minutes. You've seen him play 8 minutes. You've seen AD play the entire first quarter. You've seen Christian Wood not see a first quarter. You've seen Christian Wood barely see a second half after he played an entire fourth quarter. Like, if you're one of these players, and like I said, someone like Christian Wood who took a sacrifice of taking a minimum contract. Now, there wasn't any more money out there for him, but he could have went to almost any team for the minimum to be a starter and put up numbers. He chose to come to the Los Angeles Lakers at a minimum to potentially play for a championship. He didn't care if he came off the bench, but he was told he's going to be like 20 minutes a game. So if you're breaking that promise, third game into the season,
crazy. Oh, we done broke a lot of promises, Jeff. Hey, we broke the promise that LeBron James is going to be low managed throughout the season. 30 minutes. Man played 35 minutes in game 2, 39 minutes in game 3. Don't worry about all that minutes restriction on LeBron James. That's done, right? Christian Wood is low-key salty because he's playing well, playing defense, doing everything that was asked of him. Still ain't getting the minutes that he deserves and should really be starting on a team like this, or at least starter level minutes at the very least, right? The minutes that Gabe Vincent is getting, that's another thing. Then this is one thing, because we're talking about before about the offense of the Lakers, right? And I'm consistently focusing on offense because I believe Vanderbilt returning will resolve a lot of things on the perimeter that can at least allow AD to be a help defender. But when you're getting blazed, there ain't no time to help on a guy like De'Aaron Fox. He already out of his spot when you're playing drop coverage on that, and he hitting that midi all day. And if you're playing drop, he hitting that midi. His mid-range game has improved amazingly. Shout out to De'Aaron Fox, right? But this is why I say, when it comes to our offense, what I liked in the preseason about the off-ball movement of getting guys into their spots like Austin Reeves and then dribble handoffs for guys like D'Lo that I saw Jackson Hayes doing a lot of is why, because of the very thing we spoke of at the beginning of the stream. These guards don't have elite athleticism to get the separation they need consistently to score. So what do you need? You need offenses that put them in positions to execute, because they can't do it one-on-one. Even in the pick and roll, they ain't that good enough to do it consistently outside of LeBron James and AD. And so what do you need? You need a dribble handoff for D'Lo. When he comes around that corner off the Jackson Hayes pick and roll or off the AD pick and roll, he knows exactly what he's doing, and he's going to attack and get the separation off the pick alone. He's going to do that, right? Now you got the defense having to answer to him coming around the corner and looking to get his own bucket or his ability to pass, whatever it may be, right? And then you got Austin Reeves, who's an elite shooter, who's coming off screens, who's being able to do that. And when that happens, right, and now you initiate that offense, you enable that threat to now be a real threat to the defense. They have to react to that, which opens up layers of offense, Jeff, in terms of the dribble handoff. Now AD can go to his move. Now off the pin down, AD ain't just stagnant, but he can make a move and cut to the basket. You got multiple options. Hey, am I wrong, Jeff, or is this just what the basketball meant to be, Jeff? What are we talking about?
Yeah, you're not wrong, and that is not what basketball is meant to be. Not only that, but you got defenses double thinking themselves. You got to do like AD out there that can get what he wants, because now they're thinking, not only do I got to worry about AD and Braun, these guys are cooking, these guys are ready, these guys are confident, they're coming at us from all angles. We can't swarm these other guys. We can't just sit back and make them force threes. All that continuity, all that activity, and all that, like, just everything kind of like a well-oiled machine. When you have offenses running and you hit it on the head, when you got guys who can't create their own shot, it's onto the system to create that shot for them, a la the San Antonio Spurs. You know what I mean? You got guys who couldn't create shots for themselves at all, but that system created all kinds of shots and all kinds of buckets, all kinds of money, and all kinds of careers for people. So obviously Ham is no Pop at all, right? But what I'm saying is, doesn't mean you can't study that. It doesn't mean you can't work that into that. You got guys like Austin Reeves and D'Lo who could be more productive if you just put in the work. So you hit it on the head there. There's absolutely nothing I can do to counter that, because a guy like AD, he's going to need these guys to play off of. Like, it just is what it's going to be. He's not going to go get you, okay, give me the ball. Just give me the ball. What is that Magic said? Have no fear. Magic fucking Johnson is here. Like, you know what I mean? Like that's not in AD. It's really not. AD's got a little bit of front runner in him. If he's going great, he'll keep it going. But adversity AD, sometimes I wonder about that. You know what I mean? And You hit it on the head there. Like I don't think I have anything that can top that because it's just that's exactly what you need as a basketball team. What they're doing is the polar opposite of that, and that's why they're 1-2.
Do you think, with all of that being said, Young Africa, Jeff, all what y'all saying, with all that, do you think that Ham is on a hot seat before 30 games?
No way in hell, not happening. I think he signed a 4-year
Yeah,
deal. He's 4 or 5
he
years.
did sign 4 years.
He's a clutch client.
Yeah, clutch client.
Yeah, he a clutch
He was
client.
a client too?
He a clutch client. Yeah.
That adds a bit more room. That adds a bit more wiggle.
Yeah, Clutch
He ain't
Mafia.
going nowhere.
Clutch Mafia is even on the sidelines. But
Man, he ain't going nowhere.
yeah, he's well. There's a couple of reasons when he's not going nowhere. Like one, like you sign a guy to a 4-year rookie head coach, a 4-year deal. You fire him a game and 30 games in. Good luck getting the next young
After a conference
coach.
finals appearance. Like,
Yeah. You're asking
That's the
for
problem too. He that conference finals that didn't help. If you know
That
what I'm saying,
didn't-
now his expectation is higher. You see?
But yeah, a guy's he's actually getting punished for making that, like really, because now like the
He is.
expectations and everything. So it's like,
Mhm.
and to be fair, his coaching did get better in the playoffs. And then eventually, it reared its ugly head again. But when Budenholzer his mentor got fired, he switched up. He was like, oh shit, you know what I mean? Like he switched up a little bit and did some things. But maybe maybe the elevator only goes so high. Maybe the bandwidth don't reach that much. You know what I mean? I don't know.
Right.
But at some point, as I've said numerous times, I've seen Angie say this numerous times. At some point, the Lakers have to do their job and provide him with a quality assistant on that bench. You bring in and Africa said this numerous times too. And while true, he has been in the league longer than most people have been alive. You don't have to watch the game.
Yeah.
Like I said, there is something different about sitting in the back seat and being a passenger of a car that's never driven the vehicle before. So it's like you've been in a car all your life, but until you drive, until you're holding those people's lives in your hands before you got to decide to react and turn and do all these things, it's different when you're the guy on the bench and the head coach is pissing off the players because they're not getting minutes and you're going over, smoothing it out, being the politician, making everything right. That's why Darvin has that down so good because he's done that all his career, right? So now you're going from being the guy that's the good cop. Now you got to be that guy who's making that decision, and you can't go sit up to the guy like, don't worry, he's coming, your time is coming, he's just trying something new, yada, yada, yada. You can't be that guy speaking in that player's ear on behalf of the head coach. You're that dude now. So he's struggling with that. And trust me, I know that because in all my years of coaching and when you move up the ranks and you go and you're coaching in an all-star team and you got some like heavy hitting head coaches there and you're on their bench. And I've been privileged enough to be the guy that's talking in the player's ear on behalf of the head coach. And I've been that guy that's been at the end of the bench and had an assistant coach in that player's ear for me. So I know both sides of that coin. And I know how difficult it is on both sides of that. And it's really hard to go from that guy who's earning the players' trust and speaking on behalf of the coach and kind of bringing everyone together to then get out of that seat and have to sit at the head of the table when now your decisions are scrutinized and you can't go over and kind of back channel with them because that's not your role anymore. So he's struggling through that. And while he's been in the league forever, his role has changed immensely. And you're coming in as a rookie head coach with the bright lights of the Los Angeles Lakers, and you got LeBron James. So Darvin Ham probably didn't have that probably wasn't the right job for him as his first job, to be honest with you. And that's probably the real reason and the biggest reason of why he's struggling so much is because having to go from that guy that's second chair, third chair, behind the bench, whatever it is, to giving the keys to something you've never driven before, and there's not even any driver's ed here, it's just go. You go hit some shit. You go hit some shit. So that's what he's doing. He's hitting some shit. And I ain't talking about women. You know what I mean? So it's like he's out there running into the walls, he's hitting his mirror, he's doing all kinds of shit. And eventually he's going to figure out that you're going to turn that wheel all the way to the right to go right. You know what I'm saying? And so that's just kind of what it is. And like I said, for someone having like a pretty extensive coaching background like myself, I know what that is like. I know what that struggle is like. I know what it's like when you're out there trying to earn these players' trust and you're coming up through the ranks and all of a sudden you're there and it's like, well, what happened? Like you were like this, now you changed. It's tough. And Darvin is going through that. And he seems like a guy who probably likes to be liked. He seems like a guy who likes leading men. He's good at it. But it comes down to it. That'll get you in the room. But Young Africa, what keeps you in the room is, can you coach in this motherfucker? Because that's what's going to keep you in the room. Being the nice guy will get you in the room. But if you don't deliver and you don't bring results, you're going to get that pink slip eventually. But it won't be this year. And it probably won't even be next year.
Yeah, especially clutch. They know he's clutch. If that's the case, then he's straight. You know what I'm saying? Man, he does need a better coaching staff. I really hope they do something with that because he does need some advice. It looks like he's just over there, just sitting there. You know what I'm saying? Like you see him just like you say, hands in the pocket. And he's trying to wonder like what to do. And I wonder, I'm like, is the coaching staff helping?
Yeah.
Are they just looking at him like, what? And then, like you said, somebody said seen LeBron over there with the clipboard making him play. Like,
That clipboard one is just the
man,
amount of memes off that clipboard, bro. Like we've used it for marketing. We put Court Kings on there. Like we've.
I wonder with LeBron, man.
Good,
I wonder
bro.
with LeBron. That's an interesting point. But with the clipboard, LeBron, that was a joke. But like, I wonder with I wonder like LeBron came out of high school, right? And so he didn't really play around like functional offenses in college. Didn't really get the education in the game. Came out of high school and essentially was pick and roll, ball in your hands. You dominate the offense. Go do what you do, right? So, he played a sort of organized offense in Miami, but in terms of the education of offenses, even though his high IQ would be amazing, I wonder if LeBron has actually ever played in a traditional offense, right, where they do horns or they run a Preston type offense where they're actually a lot of off ball movement, dudes are cutting and all that. I wonder if he actually is able to do that and be effective. Now his IQ on a great team would be that if he had the players, but could he be the guy that initiates that on the sideline? Could he be the guy that is the major factor that a coach is meant to be to initiate something like that? Could he tell the coach, hey man, we need to initiate an offense at the top of the key like this and do this to get these guys free? I'm not sure because
I'm not either.
it can't be all on Darvin Ham with all that knowledge and all that championship experience. It's amazing that they can't figure this out, bro. It's amazing.
Yeah, I mean, LeBron has always ever since because I went to Westchester out here, and I remember in St. Vincent. Everything I ever seen of LeBron is always through him.
Yeah, he was the system. He was the system.
Oh, very effective, very successful system too. It's just
no doubt
he ain't
about
that guy no more.
Yeah,
no doubt about that. Yeah, but you almost wish he had that to fall back on now.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We got it for stretches, right? We can get it for a quarter here and there, not for a game though, not for a season, most definitely, right? So
no, he can't be a guy carrying. We can't have him. We can't have him in that 2-10 carry us to the 13th seed. Like I mean, we can't have that type of.
So let me ask you, Jeff, is it still a point of contention as to who the best player, and the best can be subjective, but who is the most impactful player on the Lakers? Is it still a point of contention in the Laker world, or is it clear cut? We know who the most impactful best player on the team is.
I think,
and if so, who is that?
Yeah, I think we know who should be. I think we know who should be, but's not, and I think we know who shouldn't be. That is.
Perfect. And no better.
Yeah, and then that's the thing. It needs to be reversed. It needs to be reversed because I think we would get the best out of LeBron if AD was the best player on the team, like carrying the weight. Like I think we would get. I think we would get the best version we could get out of LeBron. We could get LeBron getting 30 points a game, but we're not going to win that way.
No.
So if Bron is getting 20 to 22, his assists are up, his rebounds are up, his minutes are slightly decreased, and AD is up there at 35, 37 minutes, averaging 27 plus, 13, 3 blocks, stocks, there's the steals in the block, hitting his free throws at a clip, shooting a respectable 3-point percentage in percentage, not necessarily volume, and hitting his free throws and just being a threat around the rim. If AD is who AD, I believe that person is in there. I really do. It just, he don't let him out. He just don't let him out. It's like Stockholm syndrome or something. I don't know what's going on with him. Like AD has kidnapped himself. You know what I mean? Like
kidnapped himself is crazy.
Yeah, because he's the one holding himself back. He's getting the touches. He's getting the opportunity. He's getting the trust. He's getting the verbal. He's getting both told and shown that we want to, like I said, take the baby. You know what I mean? Like it is, they're doing everything they can, but we all have that friend. We all got that family member. We all got that person. You can't want someone's success more than they want it for themselves. Like he has to, instead of saying, hey, take the ball, I'd much rather have him say, give me the ball. I'd much rather have AD publicly complaining in a press conference that he was open and didn't get the ball.
Yep.
I would like to see that. I would much rather AD call a teammate out, which is not ideal in most circumstances. But I think AD's too nice. You know, there's a rumor coming out of Philly that they're scared to give Tyrese Maxey a max contract because he's too nice. That they don't know if he can be that dude because he's too nice. Well, that's a real thing, and they're gonna pay him. But what I'm saying is, like, there are people who think that he's too nice, that he can't be that guy on a team because he's too nice. Well, AD kind of has that in him. He's too nice. Like, now he's not the guy that, like, he's not on social media. He's not doing that. He's not paying any attention to that. AD is kind of like, AD reminds me of an artist who just kind of wants to do his work and fade away and not be bothered. Like, not Kawhi-ish, not Mike Trout-ish, just kind of like, because he's a little bit more outspoken than them. But he's just that guy that, like, he wants to go do his job, do his thing, and then kind of like just be chill about it. Like, I don't know if that fire burns in his belly like that. You know what I mean? And that's the problem. We see him when he gets amped up. We see him when he gets excited. We see him when he gets an and one or a key block. You know what's in there. It's in there. But it only comes out, like you said, Africa. Bron can do it for a quarter. He can do this and that. But I feel like we only see that in glimpses from AD as well. Like that passion, that fire, that I want to kill you to get this win. We see it enough to know what's in there. But we don't see it enough. Period. Yeah.
2020 had it.
Yeah.
2020 had it, boy. That has to come back. And Austin Reeves hit him up, say, hey, man, I want you 2020 AD. And still, to even in 3 games, I haven't seen it where I've seen AD take over, right? Like, that's what changes everything. Because, like you said, what should be and what should not. Should be AD, shouldn't be LeBron as be the captain to go. Like, go ahead, go. Boom. Now you're helping everything. Now teams really wouldn't know really what to do. Now they know, well, AD ain't going to close. We might as well go LeBron. Like, teams know what's up now. That's the big problem. They know AD ain't going to close. See, that's the issue.
Yeah.
I'm seeing the teams, they're like, oh, no, AD ain't getting it. They're not even guarding him. Like, they're not even like, oh, well, we know he's not getting. That's a problem.
We don't have to try because he's not going to come for us. He's not going to come for us. He's going to shoot a fadeaway 3. He's going to shoot a fadeaway floater. And Dante, you make a good point though. Except for 2020, 2019, 1920, they started 8-2, I believe. So, like, outside of that, a lot of Bron teams do start slow. But that 2020 team, when we're talking about Bron and AD, who are still the top 2 guys on this team, they started out 8-2, I believe, that year. They started out great, and they that's why everyone says the bubble, the only one because the bubble. They were fucking up teams all year. Like they came out the gate blazing that year. There was nothing that anyone could do with them that year, and nothing. Whether it was in a bubble, whether it was on another planet, whether it was in a safari, whether it was on the ocean, doesn't matter. The Lakers were winning the championship that year. It doesn't matter where it was going to be played. But they did start off that year well, and outside of that, pretty much every other year. Even in 2021, and when they were still good enough to win the chip outside of injuries, they started off slow because their season started 2 months after it finished. But that's the only year I can really think of where LeBron-led team really came out the gate blazing. But they typically LeBron teams do. There's turnover on Bron's teams because if they don't win, there's overhaul, there's trades, there's things that happen. And to his credit, he deserves that. If you got LeBron James on your team, you've got to do everything you can to ensure he has the pieces that he can, work with to win. So with turnover, sometimes comes slow starts, which is what we might be looking at now. So that could exactly be what's leading to this right now too. But it's just hard to know until guys like Austin Reeves, if and when they get their act together, D'Lo, Vincent, is AD ever gonna play with any will or passion? Like these I feel like these are too many questions that even if half of them are answered, there's still a lot of questions that are gonna go unanswered.
Yeah. But it has to start with AD, finish with AD, man. I'm putting it all on AD. Not everything, but a lot. Because at the end of the day, if he plays like he does, and like you say, he says, give me the ball, but like you say, he's not doing it. If that comes, bro, I'm nervous for them. Because then it's like, defense is like, oh, he's not that same AD no more. We're scared now.
The thing is,
scare nobody.
That's true.
And
a lot of people in the chat, Jeff, are saying that LeBron needs to be the point guard, right? And it's the thing isn't that LeBron can be the point guard in terms of talent and understanding of the game and all that. We understand he got that, but it's more like if you play LeBron at the point to begin the season, and the way LeBron plays and the system that LeBron plays in is heavy usage rate, heavy ball dominance, and that is taxing on the body. We know LeBron been injured the last 3-4 seasons consistently in the regular season, so he can't play that type of game like he just played, even though it seems quite recent when we talk about 2020 and it's only 2023. But a lot has changed since then, and a lot of injuries have happened in between those times too, and so he's not even athletically the same type of player he was. And so if you ask LeBron to be that guy so early in the season, and that's the way you win games, is by LeBron creating essentially every time down, him controlling the tempo, the pace of the team, controlling the timing of everything and the spacing on the court and everything. That's a lot of grind, a lot of wear and tear. And if he can even make it through the regular season, let's say he does, plays at an incredibly high level in year 21, how much has he got left in the playoffs, man? So like, this is going to be a bad equation if we do play LeBron at the point. And so this is the question: even if you have LeBron at the point, in the best case scenario, somehow, some way, they got in the back of their pocket an actual intricate offense they can run with LeBron at the point, in which LeBron is not heavily ball dominant and he's initiating the offense like a Draymond Green. And let's hope we can somehow figure out an offense for the Lakers, right? Even if that could occur at the end of the day, that best case scenario is wishful thinking, because the offense is not there to be able to make that occur and be sustainable throughout the regular season. So like, I think you hear me, Jeff. It's very tough, man. If you want LeBron on ball, he gonna be 2020 LeBron at leading the league in assists. That's not sustainable. Do we have an offense that can allow LeBron to initiate offense like a Draymond and play off ball like that? I don't think so.
We don't. And we also don't want LeBron guarding point guards. So it's like there's we're at a point where we don't want LeBron guarding wings or point guards. So which is probably best guarding fours, which is why we can't have AD at the 4. So there's a lot of things that we've got to do to make up like 42 and all their greatness. But I just feel this. I feel like the two conversations we're gonna have all year are gonna be featured around Darvin Ham and Anthony Davis.
Exactly.
I think that I think D'Lo and Reeves will improve. I don't know if they'll get to the point where we're gonna be satisfied or like pleased with. But I think this is going to be the floor. This is probably going to be the rock bottom. I don't think Reeves is going to sink any further than this. I don't know how you can go less than 8%. Like I don't know how you can get. I think today was this may end up this may have ended up being like the low point of his career. I think he can only go up from here. Now D'Lo's going to be, like I said, he's going to be forever inconsistent. And if he's not giving you 20 points, I don't know what else he's giving you. But a guy like Reeves who can help you in other ways, I think this will be rock bottom, and I think he will bounce up. I don't know if we'll know who this team is until we get Vando back, and we have a legitimate closing lineup and a starting lineup that doesn't get us down by 12 out the gate in every single damn game. So I think Vando can help with the starting. But when it comes to the closing lineup, that's on Ham. And I'm sure. Look, I know Young Africa touched on this, and it's an excellent point. I know that management has some influence. Look, that game one, that first game where we were upset that Christian Wood only got 15 minutes and Cameron Reddish was playing all these minutes. Rob Pelinka was right there. He was in like the third row. He was there, and he didn't look concerned at all. That was a strategy in some sense. So the Young Africa is absolutely right about that. That does not just come from Darvin Ham. Like that comes from upstairs. Yeah. So as well as LeBron's minutes restriction and all these different things is a collective effort. But I will tell you this, that I'm fairly confident that Rob Pelinka isn't going to be happy with Rui and Christian Wood getting absolutely zero play in a winnable game when they were playing well. I'm pretty sure there's going to be a conversation about that because Darvin, and I'm pretty sure there probably was, because Angie made a great point saying about how Darvin took accountability in the press conference, saying that he mishandled rotations. I haven't heard him do that before. So part of that leads me to believe that something was maybe said in the halls or the locker room or something already, or he got a phone call right after the game, and he probably just said, "Hey man, my bad. That's on me. I messed that up." He probably said that behind the scenes, and he came out and he said it publicly. When someone comes on and does that, that leads me to believe that, someone said something, and it wasn't just a player complaining. So someone with power spoke to him, and we'll see. And I do believe that someone with power spoke to him during the playoffs when he needed to get his shit together, and did. And so I think on that alone, I forget who brought it up or who put it in the chat, but I think it was a good point that tomorrow I do not expect LeBron James to play. I do expect AD to play. I don't think LeBron plays, and I think it's an opportunity for this team, all these other players who are struggling to find their role or find their spots, to get out there and play in a comfort-free zone, perhaps without a LeBron James. Remember last year in Young Africa, before we went into the playoffs, when we were hitting our stride, hitting our groove, and LeBron was missing all those games, and people were going around saying, "Are we better without LeBron?" Remember that? Remember that?
Definitely. Yes.
But the team was playing well. They were playing free. And I'll tell you this right now. There was, I asked the Phoenix Suns the other night, there is nothing more scary than playing a team that's playing free. Nothing more scary. The team that's out there playing loose, feeling no stress, has no pressure, feeling nothing because they're just out there able to play ball. When you get a team that's playing free, that's the team you don't want to see. OKC is a team that's playing free. That's why they're a nightmare to play.
Goodness.
You know what I mean? So the Lakers have a chance. The Lakers have a chance to play free tomorrow, and we'll see what they look like. Because maybe LeBron plays. I just don't think he's going to. It hasn't been announced. It hasn't today. I think I just don't think he plays. He played too many minutes. They play tomorrow. You got one day off, and then this is going to be 3 games in 4 nights. Clippers.
Yeah.
I do not believe he plays tomorrow. I don't know if I would say the word shocked, but I'd be surprised if he played tomorrow. And as a result of that, I think AD will have a strong game, and not just AD had 30 points in back-to-back games. But like I said, they weren't loud points. You know what I mean? It wasn't like he's dominating. He got 30 points. Like, give me a loud bucket. Like, give me a loud stretch.
Exactly.
I'd rather have a guy get 18, but it was like, this motherfucker just destroyed us for a whole quarter and a half.
Exactly.
Versus 30. You know what I mean? When you're trading baskets. Like, it does not hit the same.
It's not loud. That's a fact, Jeff.
That's what I'm saying. Give me loud buckets. Give me loud. Yeah. And it's like 80 don't have loud. Like Shaq was loud. Shaq could have 22 points, and it was loud. He would bust an eardrum. He would bust an eardrum. Kobe was loud. You know what I mean? Like, these buckets were loud. Like I said, Malik Monk was loud in overtime.
Yes.
Were loud. Like, you know what I mean? And it was just AD needs to get some loud buckets.
Exactly, man.
And I think if he does, then
does Wood start tomorrow if LeBron don't play?
I don't know. That's a good question. If LeBron don't play, that's a good question. I would personally start him. I want to see the 2 big lineup. We've been talking about it for a while, Jeff. Last season too, like we had 2 big potential lineups last season. Darvin Ham seems anti 2 bigs in the lineup. Amazing, coming from the Budenholzer tree of Brook Lopez, Giannis, and Bobby Portis playing at certain times in the game where they went supersized big and they won championships doing that. It's amazing that he comes from that tree and still doesn't go 2 big, rather go 3 small than 2 big consistently. So that's going to be interesting. And like you said, coming back to AD real quick, man, because that was a good question about who should start if LeBron's going to be low managed, because we're going to see that a lot during the season, I'm assuming. That's
our first one,
exactly. Is AD, right? Like AD is so talented. He can give you a quiet 30. He sprinkles his points throughout the quarters, bro. He give you 5 here, 5 there, 5 when it's kind of close. But the loudness, and I don't know if people listen, I don't know if y'all hit that loud pack every now and then. We're trying to keep it G-rated, but when it's loud, it hit different. You know, it got your chest kind of stuffy. You know, the defense feels that. And when it's loud, it happens in a run where you really need it, like the 3rd and 4th quarters when the other team's making their run. You see that your role plays ain't got it today. D-Lo ain't hitting at an efficient level. Austin Reeves, unplayable to a certain level. And your best player understands that, carries the load, and drops some loud buckets against the trend of the game and really imprints his will on the game. That's what great superstars do, and that's what loudness he talking about. It's real quiet with AD, and it doesn't happen in the biggest of moments, which is why it's a quiet 30, because he scores in the first minute of overtime and doesn't even take a shot after that fact, and that's why it's so quiet. Jeff, and I hear you, man. Need to be loud, bro. This shit is quiet.
He scores on a whisper. He's like a librarian out there, bro. You need to be loud. And I think if we the more loud buckets we get from AD, the more wins we get. And that's just what it is, because that's a team hearing that loudness, and that's a team that's rattling them, that's making them fear. So and the best thing about loud buckets on the road is that you quiet that loud crowd. And AD, like, he's got if it was some guy who didn't have it in him, I'd be like, okay, he's giving his best. But this is a guy who's got all world talent. Like he gave
Yeah.
the best defensive performance in the playoffs that I've seen in my lifetime, and I've been watching basketball my entire life. I've never seen someone put forward. He was blocking people in reverse. His back was to them, and he was still getting blocks. Like I've never seen a defensive performance with anyone like I saw from Anthony Davis last playoffs. I just haven't, and I don't know if I ever will again. Like it was that impressive. I've seen good ones. I've never seen anything like
you
that.
know what I'm gonna do, Jeff, man. I'm about to go live on my channel. You know, I did a test run the other day. You know, in the first.
Oh,
game
you did?
But like, yeah, I did a test run. You know, the first Lakers game. It kind of cut off a little earlier than I thought, but you know, so I didn't know, man. I got to get my dollar situation. I didn't know there was so much monetary things involved in starting your own stream and shit. They be asking for a lot out here, Jeff. Hey, I'm just gonna say it, man. You gotta talk about that later though, but they be asking for a lot of these streaming services. That's why brothers in the chat, you know, hit that like, hit that subscribe, support a brother that be putting on, that be actually putting the dollars down to you know, hold it down and should give people platforms and a voice to hear about this basketball talk, man. So shout out to Empire Jeff for that, man. But what I was doing was showing. I showed like some clips of Taurean Prince, in which, you know, he made me look good on that stream, because I was talking about him before the game and what I liked from Taurean Prince in the preseason. He showed that in the first game, and then Austin Reeves off ball cuts and stuff. I showed a little bit of that. But what I'm gonna do right before the next game is, you know, I'm gonna look at what Anthony Davis is doing in the New Orleans Pelicans, right? I'm gonna go deep dive and do some research. I'm gonna go find some of the better games that he had, the better runs, and I'm gonna cut up a clip and show the people, and maybe you pull up, maybe you can even play that video for the people, just to give a glimpse as to the potential of what he used to be, man. Because the defensive greatness was there in the Pelicans, as well as the offense. It's not like he just become a way better defender and now he doesn't have enough gas to do that. He's been doing the defensive work throughout his whole career, but he was giving you 27, 28 points, loud buckets in the Pelicans. It was loud. And so and now it's not the same. So I want to see if it's about the spots on the floor. I want to see in a pick and roll, when he was working with a Drew Holiday at certain points in his career, if it was about the spacing, if he did have different spaces. Can it work with the LeBron James like we saw in 2020, or do they occupy too many of the same spots, in which it makes Anthony Davis uncomfortable in certain scenarios? And is he uncomfortable in offense? I want to really understand what's going on. So I'm gonna do a deep dive, you know, and we're gonna see what it is.
Yeah,
I might send you that video as well.
Yeah, no, you got it. And I'll tell you this right now. Look at the series where he essentially swept Portland by himself. Like look at that series where he swept Portland in the playoffs. Pelicans versus Portland. What he did to them was ridiculous. And then essentially look at Bubble AD. If you know, I can tell you right now what you're gonna.
I remember Bubble AD.
But I'm gonna tell you right now. The first thing, and I can tell you this because it ain't a spoiler. You're gonna notice it as soon as you're gonna notice this within 20 seconds of watching the film. Is the agility that man had on the Pelicans. That series against Portland, his movement, his agility was off the charts. You can't watch a video of AD today and a video of him then and even think that's the same player. Like his agility, you remember how fast Sean Marion got off the ground and got that ball released? I know
the pogo stick jump. He jumped twice before he jumped once.
I know the shot was ugly. I know the shot was ugly, but he had some Marion bouncing him with that agility. It was nuts. And his get the ball up, get back to the ground, get back up, get the ball again, back up, block the shot, get to the other end, catch the lob, come down, shoot the three, do the inbound pass, run down the floor. Like he was everywhere. Another stretch is watch him with Boogie. Yeah. And so the stretch of him and Boogie, the stretch where he swept Portland, and then of course you saw Bubble, so you saw that. But I would definitely look at footage of him and Boogie, and when he swept Portland. That alone, you're gonna be like, dude, like this dude had like top tier, like there's no one gonna be able to hold this dude, right? And then injuries, of course. But then I think what really messed up AD is when he tried to bulk up in 2021. When he tried to bulk up, and he sacrificed his best attribute, which was his agility. And when he took away his agility, he's not been the same player. And AD being a guy who grew up a point guard all his life and then hit a crazy growth spurt one summer, there's still a guard. There's a guard in that body. He didn't grow up a big man. He didn't grow up a big man. So in some aspects, that's why he doesn't want to play center, because he never played it until one summer he grew. It's like all of a sudden, everything you've learned about this game has to change. You now have to put your back to the basket because you're tall, and people weren't thinking along the lines yet of letting him be his height and dribble the ball. So that explains a lot when you start thinking about AD. You know what I mean? So I think that happened with Pau Gasol too. That's why Pau Gasol, you could tell there was a guard in him.
So you think that AD's athleticism dropped off so much that he can't even be close to the same player he was? Is that much of a difference? That big of a difference?
The word close is tough. I don't think he can come close to that agility again. I do believe that. And I think the agility was his best attribute. So I think he can still be dominant because he's got the skills and he's got the talent. But that you'll bro, when you watch him and Boogie or you watch that Portland series, Africa, you'll know within 20 seconds. Oh yeah, no. Like,
what major injuries has he sustained since then? Like besides the stress factors?
Well, the Achilles, even though it wasn't Achilles tear, that Achilles one.
Yeah, okay.
He didn't tear it, but I feel like AD is playing to not get hurt. Like I feel like AD, like if that's what I'm trying to say, his agility, the spots he would get to the floor, where he would go to, he would like, I'm running through everyone. I don't care. Now AD is like don't touch me, don't touch me. I'm gonna fade over here. I'd rather slide on the floor. I'd rather chip over
here.
Yeah. Like I'd rather fall because I chose to, not because you knocked my ass over.
Yeah.
Like so like AD got like that battered wife syndrome, man. He don't want to get hit. So it's like it's tough, but when you see it, AD gave no fucks on a basketball court before. He gives fucks now. And when it comes to like taking a hit. So, and like I said, he's a guy who grew up most of his life playing guard, got forced to play big, still being forced to play big. He's like, I'll play it big, but play me the 4. There's a lot of explanation there. And when his agility started to slip, he's still only 30 years old. He's still got probably 3 years of his prime left. But the agility that he had from his Pelican days all the way up to 2020, I don't think he's going to come close to that level of agility again, which is not abnormal. I don't know if I don't like Amari Stoudemire by 30, Antonio McDyess by 30, Sean Kemp by 30, like these dudes that were just freak of nature and their agility and the way they could fly and the pogo and all that stuff. A lot of them like lost that around 30. What AD has, though, is he has much more overall skill than those guys. But is when you had that skill mixed with that agility, oh my God, that was like the best mixed drink in the NBA. It was crazy. Okay. But you'll see it right away. You'll see it immediately because that agility was fierce. I can't remember too many guys that had that. Now he's got to be more fundamental. Yeah, now he's got to be more fundamental. Now when you see him around the basket, when like that movie made today, when he kind of spun baseline, went over, used the rim as an ally, put it off the glass and put it in. His footwork is gotten better. Like he's still putting in the work. Just the agility isn't there, and I think he just falls in love with his jump shot now, not as a part of his game, but as his game. And I think that's what's probably like hurting him the most. He's purely a jump shooting big, even when he's around the basket. I know he was in the paint, but it's never like really at the rim. You know what I mean? Floaters.
I noticed he did a lot of floaters more too. Like he had a dunk earlier and he didn't dunk it. And then even Stu Lanston announcing on Laker Channel, Time Warner was like,
he's like, you got to flush it.
Yeah, you got to dunk that. You got to dunk that. I thought he was on dunking. He was wide open. He did a layup.
The crazy part is that AD by the numbers is one of the best finishers in the NBA, right? At the rim. That's the crazy part. It's just that I think it comes back around to like what we keep questioning on, which is like the mentality, right? And the emphatic finishes reflects the mentality that everybody wants to see, which is the aggressiveness on offense to give it all and to do it at that kind of level that we see the greatest players in the game right now do it at, like guys like Giannis, Jokic, Embiid, all these bigs that be doing that. They have that aggression in their game, and so and they understand when to do it, right? Jokic is known for his playmaking, but at certain points in time, like that play imprinted in my mind, Jeff, man. Baseline, drop step, go hard to the paint, dunking on AD. Like understanding time score, understanding the moment, and understanding that your team needs that at that very moment in time. That's something that we don't see from AD enough. And he actually shies away from those moments. Overtime in game 3 of the regular season, you take one shot, you make it, and you don't take another shot. That can't
Yeah.
be offensive issues, bro. That's on
Nah.
you. Like you said, Shaq was part time said, bro, if you don't pass me the ball, I'm getting 3 seconds just to let you know it's
Yeah.
about to be offensive 3 seconds. Just to let you know you should have passed to me, bro. That's the point.
Yeah.
He's like, I was open down low. It ain't no better shot you can get than me down low. Everything is based off of that. So pass it to me when I'm open, when I demand that. Like, we need that from AD. He doesn't show that he showed the emotion when he makes a great play, when he blocks, when he gets a dunk or an and one, or he shows that. But has he shown frustration? Has he shown frustration at the office? Has he shown
No.
frustration to LeBron James, to his teammates? Hey, man, clapping his hands. Like, that's what you meant to want that. And I don't get low key. AD got me thinking like about some other shit that I shouldn't have to be thinking about. Like, is he really low key salty at LeBron for not giving him the team? And does he really know that even though LeBron could speak on a microphone and claim that it's his team, that it ain't really his team, and that he's putting him under the microscope more than actually giving it to him? Like, these are the things that I think about. If I don't know if you've seen after the first game, right, and the post game press conference, I don't know. I didn't see a lot of connectivity. There was one question, Jeff. I don't know if you watched the post game press. There was one question, right? And it was about LeBron. You didn't play so much in the game, and Darvin Ham and talked about the limited minutes. But does that make you rethink how you perceive the game and your and the limited minutes and how you have to be impactful in those minutes? You know what LeBron said, bro? He looked at the stat sheet. He goes, "Hey, man, I was plus 13 in my minutes, bro. That shows that I was impactful." Yo,
Yeah.
I was plus 13 in my minutes. If you look at my line, no turnovers. I was impactful. Yeah, and lean back. And if you look at AD's face, bro, all you need to know is that right there. I think you can take the rest, Jeff. You can take the rest.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw that clip. AD was looking red. Yeah. So it was like,
Fam.
yeah.
Calm the hell down, man.
Oh, here comes Q to just muck it up. Here
There
comes
you go.
Q
What's
to muck
going
it up.
on, man? Yeah.
What's going on,
Yeah.
Q? Your 49ers were
There
as bad
you
as
go.
my
Say the
Giants.
word.
today,
Yeah,
man.
we
What's
are
going on?
horrible for some reason, man. I don't know what's going on.
But what? So I saw you throw something in the chat that you was talking about Holiday's average in that game. What I was talking about in that series is AD's impact on offense and defense, and the way he was all over the floor in that series. He those guys couldn't really do anything. AD was just because Drew Holiday did his thing. Rondo was a dog in that series too. But I'm talking like those guys wouldn't even make the playoffs without AD. You know what I mean? Talk about his impact in that series, just his presence around the rim, defensively, offensively. It was just insane. Giroux got busy in that series. Don't get me wrong. But AD just took their soul. He took Dame's soul in that series,
Like,
man.
I saw the box score. Like, he had like 3 blocks and 2 steals, 12 or 13 rebounds and 33 points. So
if you didn't watch that series, it's hard to understand it. But because you could look at the box score and see Giroux's like his contribution to the box score. But I'm talking like when you saw that, man, like the AD was everywhere in that series. He was all over the court. They could do nothing with him, and it was freed up Holiday. You know what I mean? So it was Holiday was dope in that series too. But Rondo was too. But AD is just AD dominated. He just killed it, man. But
I just wonder, can AD get that hunger back?
Potential tensions between LeBron and AD in that regard, whose team it is, what it is, how they perceive their roles. I don't know, man. What could it be if it wasn't that? What could it be if it's not that? In terms of AD and his aggressiveness.
Wait, Jeff, hold on. After that, why you say it's Cuba hiding the children, man? What search got to say that, dog?
Wait, what?
Look at the chat, man.
What? Wait, what?
Look at the chat.
Yeah.
Yo, Africa, you see this, bro?
Hey, man, they saying you're not trustworthy around the children. I don't know why, Cuba.
That don't even sound right, man. Why you?
It does sound crazy. I don't know why.
They say something will go wrong, man. They want kids to catch race. Hide your kids, hide your wives. You know what I mean? Cuba on the loose, man. Cuba on the loose, man.
What the hell is going on?
You know, they say if it's gonna go wrong, it's gonna go wrong with Cuba, man. You gotta be careful, man. Like
this is insane.
Cuba just walks around with like a time bomb strapped to him, saying, "What time is it?" Like he don't even like. Cuba crazy, man. But did you watch the game tonight, Cuba?
I actually gotta watch the highlights, man. But I kept up with them Lakers and 5 stream, so I saw that the Kings had a decent what was it, a double-digit lead, and the Lakers closed it back up. They was up by like 11 at the half. Then went to OT. LeBron hit a left to go to OT, right?
Mm-hmm. Got to the rim. Yeah, hit a layup. Yeah.
So
like effortlessly.
Mm.
Like it's like, okay, I'm deciding to score now.
Yeah. AD did set a low key off ball screen to let him get off
Yeah,
that.
he did.
Yeah. I
I'm
don't
gonna
know if
watch
that's the best use of AD off the ball, but it's all good though. We
Yeah,
got it done.
but I think you're right. I think the Lakers need to figure out, even if it's the same. Yeah, I don't care if it's like only 4 or 5 plays. Like if they're running something with the talent they have, it doesn't have to be elaborate. It doesn't have to be a whole book. But if you have some things you go to in situations, even if teams know they're coming, it doesn't mean they're going to stop it. Like you knew what Sacramento was going to do, and that's why I said in the fourth quarter, I kind of got thrown off because I didn't know what you were mentioning, but you weren't talking about X's and O's. But what Sacramento did in that fourth quarter is they stopped as much hero ball, and they were using screens and they were doing switches. What freed up that Herter three was exactly that, So it was but that was in OT, but they were using their teammates more in the fourth quarter versus Fox coming out and just firing up a shot, and then Sabonis getting a rebound and putting it back. There wasn't really a ton of offense being run by Sacramento, but when the things got tight, they started using their teammates more, where the Lakers were more hero ball. Okay, I'm going to come down. It's my turn to come down and jack up a 3. Or we're going to get a rebound. It's going to get kicked out. We're going to jack up a 3. Like, that was the part that it's just like you can't get into a shootout with these teams. It's not what you're built on. They don't have a big like AD. That's how they play. They have to play that way because they don't have a big.
Yeah,
it's amazing that Sacramento has the ability though. Like De'Aaron Fox can go out, right? You can have Malik Monk at the top of the key, and you can have it spaced out, and just let Malik Monk work. You got D'Lo on you, let him work, cook. And yeah, they're facts. Cuba, they should have kept him, bro. They should have kept him. They should have kept KCP. They should have kept a lot Caruso. They should have kept a lot of dudes.
KCP Caruso, yeah, they couldn't afford to keep Monkey. They signed him at the minimum, and then max they could have offered him would have been like $4 million, and then someone came in with like a $9 million offer.
Luxury tax. We can't go into luxury tax.
It wasn't a luxury tax thing. It's just they were capped out at what they
maxed out. Okay.
They didn't have his bird rights yet, so they only had him for 1 year. They signed him at the minimum. So kind of like you saw the deal that Russ signed with the Clippers. That's essentially the deal that the Lakers could have done with Monk. Like they could have gave him the mid-level. They could have given him the $5 million. The money they gave to Lonnie. The money they gave to Lonnie, they could have gave to Monk.
$5 million with the promise of a bigger role. I don't know, with more money down the line.
They tried to keep him. But he's like, I can't turn down $18 million guaranteed.
I don't blame him. You wouldn't.
But he is a free agent again this summer. So, like I said, he took a 2-year deal. So, Monk wanted to stay with the Lakers. The Lakers wanted to keep him. He thanked the Lakers for saving his career. He loved everything about it. But they. Like AD kept saying all year, I still can't believe we got him. We got to enjoy him while we have him. He won't be back. Like they were saying that.
He actually improved a lot last season too, and got more responsibility in the offense. Became more of a ball handler. So I'm gonna ask you, we saw that, right? Malik Monk, who's not even the best perimeter player, being De'Aaron Fox, obviously, and he was able to break down the offense, kick it out to Herter, cash money 3, and that's game. So what would you in the fourth quarter, right? 20 seconds left on the clock. What are you drawing up for the LA Lakers, bro? What are you drawing up?
If I'm drawing up something for the Lakers, I'm drawing up like a 2-man game with LeBron and AD and getting people in the corners. So it's I mean, that's at your strength, and if they dive, then you crash from there. But if you got it depends who's on the floor, right? But if it was up to me, it's going to be Bron, AD, Wood, probably Prince, and probably Rui at this point, right? But the way the game was going, and you got LeBron and AD, you got Rui at the top, you got Prince in the corner, and you just go to work.
Wood in the other corner,
and Wood, so it's like, and then Wood could, when the shot goes up or they start going, then they come blindside and try to get an offensive rebound, and then have a couple guys back to these guys that run back and get a layup. So, but it would be Bron and AD running a 2-man game with the shooter in each corner and someone on a wing, and. To me, that's
what's AD doing in that pick and roll? Is he popping? Is he rolling? Like, what's happening?
I'd want to roll. So I'd want to roll. So like I said, anything that AD does enough popping, he needs to start rolling. So because if AD rolls and LeBron has a chance to go all the way to the basket, if they chase AD or they stick with Bron, the roll is a lob or a bounce pass, and if they collapse on either one of them, you got shooters in the corner or you got Christian Wood at the top of the wing there where he shoots the 3 best. So it's letting the defense pick their poison. What are you going to take away to give us something else? So if they smother the pick and roll with Bron and AD, or maybe Bron and AD get a switch, and then maybe Bron has the big and AD has a small. So it's all about forcing it. Why do these other teams do everything to force switches on us, but we don't cause any switches on our end? You know what I mean? You have to apply pressure to the other team's defense. You can't just let a guy like De'Aaron Fox and Malik Monk come down and get buckets and not guard anyone on the other end. You got to get them involved in pick and roll. You got to run people through back screens. You got to make them feel you, tire them out on defense too. And when you don't do that, you got a guy like Malik Monk who was stuck on 11 points for most of the game, come in and just go ballistic to close it out because he's not playing any defense. De'Aaron Fox is out the game. Sabonis is out the game. He's got the green light and he's not playing any defense. He's fully charged. You know what I mean? So at that point, like, you're asking for problems for a guy who can get buckets like Malik Monk in stretches, loud buckets in short stretches.
So Herder guy's nice, man.
Yeah, you know, he's nice as hell. But what I'm saying is, like, a guy like Monk can kill you. Ask the Warriors. You know what I mean? Now, the Warriors beat them, but it went to 7 games, and Monk was a major reason for that, just as much as Fox was. So when you got a guy like that, that's the thing. The Lakers don't have that third guy that's going to go get us. Just go get us 20. Just, I don't care what you do, get us 20. Like,
yeah, you know what's funny?
Jeff, you got the locker room in you.
Huh?
I think
The
they
locker
might
room.
do is that's crazy. Go ahead.
Oh, Reggie, yeah, that's my guy right there, man. Reg has got like Reg needs the battles he takes on with his chat in there, man. That's probably the best on YouTube, man. He ducks no smoke over there. He's like, come over, like, you got all these dudes over there trolling. He gets in a pull up, man. Reg's the guy over there, man. His show is comedy, bro. Shout out to Reg, man. That's my guy. That's my guy right there. But what was you saying, Sammy?
Oh no, I was saying I think they do. I just don't think they, unleashed him yet. I think Wood could be the third scorer. I could even think Reeves would be the third scorer. I just don't think they use him enough to be the third scorer. You get what I'm saying?
Reeves shooting 8%. Reeves being 8%.
Yeah, not right now.
Today. I don't think I'm taking that. Yeah, I don't think we're gonna call him.
Yeah, not right now, but
he ain't Austin
right
Reeves,
now,
bro.
I'll say Wood over there. I'll say Wood's over there.
Yeah, he got his ass off-brand Peter Parker, nigga.
No, he's not Austin Reeves, man. He's Austin Leaves, as in leave the court, motherfucker.
Right
He's
now,
shooting 8%. I'm telling you, he's shooting a mortgage rate, bro. That's a mortgage
crazy,
rate.
man.
That's a mortgage rate. I never heard that before.
You can't have an NBA player, a starting guy in your backcourt, shoot 8%, bro. That is nuts. And
hey, nigga, you shot a goddamn mortgage rate, dog.
Yeah, what I'm saying. Quicken Loans ass, man. The TD, like, come on, man. I was just like, I didn't realize that. I figured he shot like 15, 20%. I looked at it, I was like, holy
I didn't know.
shit. And I was like, yeah, and the thing is, I like Austin, man. I really do. Like, I know a lot of people, like, with the summer and his defense and all that. Look, I think, like I said about Austin, if he's a top 3 player on your Olympic team, you don't have a very good Olympic team. If he's your third best player no, that's what I'm saying is because, like, that's not his game. That's not his role.
No.
I think Austin will tell you that himself. So if he's your third best player on the NBA team, I think that's his equal. I think Austin is a really good role player. But if you're counting on Austin to be the third guy next to LeBron James and Anthony Davis, I think that's unfair to Austin. You know what I mean? And
then that's how I would go with Woods then.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think Wood has been in that position more. Wood has been the second best player on an NBA team and the best player on an NBA team. When he was on Houston and James Harden left, he was the best player on that team. When he got to Dallas, he was probably the third best player on that team. Just Jason Kidd just fucked that up. You know what I mean? But he was probably the third best player on that team. Now he's on the Lakers, and he very well could potentially be the third best scorer on his team, especially if he continues to play defense the way he's been playing it. He could become the third best player. But you got Rui. Like, I think Rui's got like real potential here. But in a game like tonight where they didn't let him play after he finally broke out, like, what are you supposed to do at that point? You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's like, so what do you tell Rui in the locker? Hey, you had your best game. Okay, go sit down. Like, how do you not lose a player like that? How do you get a guy like Christian Wood, who's probably on cloud 9 as a Laker, really feeling himself after that fourth quarter against Phoenix, right? And that comes in and this happens tonight. Like, how do you keep his trust in that situation, right?
And that's all coaching.
No, that's my point. That's my point, because like, the trust is so important, man. The trust is so important, and I learned that early in my coaching career. Like, the trust These guys have to trust you, and they'll run. If they trust you, they'll run through a wall for you. They'll die for every loose ball. They'll do everything if they trust you. If they know that they know their role, they know their rotation, they know where they're going to be, and their routine is solid. Like, bro, these dudes will run through a wall for you. But if you got them, if you're inconsistent, if you tell them one thing and do another, if you tell them it's facts, not feelings, and then get out there and show feelings over facts, they gonna see through that. And when they realize you can't stand on the things you say, then you're going to tell them something. They're going to tell you exactly what you want to hear, and they're going to go back to doing whatever the fuck they want. Because that's how you lose a locker room. That's how you lose a team. So I could see Christian Wood. I could see Rui. I can't think that Austin, like, I don't think it's right to even put him in that realm, because it's unfair to him to label him the third best player on a team with Braun and AD. So, but again, I like AR. I like him. I think he could be a very good role player, but he's never going to be a star. If he does make it as an all-star team, it's because the Laker fans are tripping and just go crazy with the votes. Because sometimes
he ain't making no damn all-star team.
I don't think he will. I don't think he will. But what I'm saying is like, I'm just saying like, I don't think he'll ever legitimately make an all-star team. Injury replay, something like that. The Lakers are balling out crazy. It's not going to be like to the level where it's like he's a top vote getter where he gets it. You get what I mean? Like, he's not that type of player. If a guy like Austin Reeves makes an all-star team, then the all-star team is, I mean, shit. One of you guys could probably make it in the East, but what I was saying is like, no, Austin Reeves has no business being an all-star, and I don't think he can. I was being sarcastic when I said that, but like, he's just not that dude, man. His insanity run is done. Okay, I mean, that's interesting. That's an interesting take. I do think he had a longer run than Insanity, though. His run was pretty much for a full season into the summer last year, but he's definitely come into this year being not very good. Oh, damn, Cuba. Chris coming for you here.
Hey, man. Hey, Chris, hold on, man. Hold on. I know your ass ain't talking, man. We still got a better record than your damn Saints, man. Out here. Look, 5-3, y'all 4-4, man. We don't want to hear shit you got to say, man.
Yeah, but
go ahead, dog. They just like to throw shit in, man.
Nah, but outside of that, like about 2 hours and 40 minutes in here, so I didn't take my puppy for his nightly walk, so I got to go walk around the hood at like 12:30 in the morning right now, just so he don't chew up my
hood.
So I'm gonna shut it down for the night. And you guys want anything? One last topic or anything before we shut it down? Anything you guys want to?
Oh well,
I'm sorry, man. Them Clippers gonna get them, dog. Like I said in the chat.
And Cube, hold on, let me book Cube out of here. Hold on.
No.
I can't even. Look, man. Hey, the Clippers are looking nice. I can't even lie, man.
No, they are looking nice, but Cuba's still getting cooked at it. Cuba, you about to give him like today, man. You about to be out of here, man. You about to catch his boot like you got too many parking tickets, bro. Like we can't.
Man, we're gonna see if Darvin Ham can implement an offense and actually create some cohesion with the team, and we're gonna see what it is, man. But like I think my guy Sammy said, man, gonna be interested to see who starts if LeBron don't play tomorrow against Orlando. That's a big team. That's a team that's already won a couple games in the regular season, so they feeling good. They 2-0 right now. Yes, so they feeling good, and it's the early in the season where the young boys come to play. They're feeling good. You know what I mean? So that's gonna be a tough game. There's no easy games for a team like the Lakers all season. There's no tough games.
That's true.
Because we have a new team and there's gonna no real continuity and chemistry in terms of the roles. There's gonna be no easy games because while you try and figure out all your problems, you got young gunners like Paolo Banchero and Franz Wagner that are gonna try and ruin the party and get their dub on Anthony Davis and LeBron James and the LA Lakers. You know what time it is. So man,
that's true. And I'll be on post game again tomorrow. So and Young Africa, if you can, when you do your shows and whatever it is, make sure we need email, man. So I can make sure to support and pull up. And I'm gonna hold you accountable for that this year. And we need that Young Africa channel.
Oh, no doubt. We're coming live. No doubt.
I mean, for selfish reasons, don't get me wrong. I love having you on my show. Don't get me wrong. But you're far too talented to not have your own channel and get it popping. You know what I'm saying?
I appreciate that, bro.
Hey, Jeff, you know what me and you got in common?
Well, maybe, but you and I got in common. This should be interesting. What's that?
Both our teams lost today.
There you go.
This fucking guy, man. Yeah, but my team is, man, I'm telling you, man, if you ever wanted a full breakdown or like how to lose for dummies, it's watch the New York Football Giants today. It's fucking garbage, man.
Oh, I ain't see that. I got to look at the highlights of that.
Yeah, it was fucking trash.
Man.
Yeah, Reg, for sure, man. The Wagner brothers. And real quick, if you haven't already, make sure to go to my guy Reggie at the locker room there, man. Go to hit at the locker room. Go subscribe over there, man. His show is incredible. It's comedy. Reggie's incredibly entertaining, incredibly committed, very passionate about what he does over there. Whether he's it's pretty much every night he's got it going. Very good at what he does. Very entertaining, like I said. Go check out the locker room, man. It's one of the best shows out there. Oh God, man.
Hey, I don't know if Reggie's still listening in the locker room. Hey, look, this Q from Rundown Productions. Hey, I want you special request. Go ahead and cook Chris' ass, man. He's Goat James, right? Just go ahead and cook his ass, you know. Just go ahead, just talk about he likes AD. AD is the GOAT to him. Go ahead and just chew his ass out. Go ahead. I'm out of here.
Yeah. All right. Well, on that note, I want to thank y'all. We got a pretty good bump of subscribers in tonight's show. They had a lot of people pull up. You know, with the Lakers losing tonight, a lot of people wanted to talk. So I think next goal is 500 subs here. So fairly new to this somewhat. Only been doing this since like August. So appreciate everyone for the support. Appreciate everyone who continues to support the channel, follow the channel, get those likes in. If you haven't done so already, please go ahead and get the sub up to your boy here. You could be anywhere in the world, but you're here with me, and I appreciate that. And outside of that, Sammy, man, I appreciate you for pulling up. I'm happy to hear you feeling better.
Yes, sir. Appreciate it.
Wish the Lakers would have got this win tonight. Hopefully they get the win tomorrow. We got the Clippers on Wednesday. I'm still a little nervous, man. I don't know if we're gonna get these wins or not, but we'll be tuning in tomorrow, and I'll be up here tomorrow if you want to pull up. And thanks for pulling up, and I appreciate you, bro. And everyone else, like I said, appreciate y'all. Y'all stay safe. Y'all enjoy it's Monday now. So enjoy y'all Monday. Stay safe. Enjoy your Monday Night Football. And I'll see you guys here tomorrow night after the Lakers versus the Orlando Magic. I appreciate y'all. Have a good one.